West, y'all.
I don't know, I used to drink like Woodstock a lot when it first came out.
Yeah, Hardy.
That was the drink, man. Woodstock.
Mad Jacks. It's the memories, eh? Mad Jacks.
Then you get all these other ones come out. Like I don't even drink the what do you call it? What's the one everyone drinks now? The
Long White.
Long White, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I think they're just following the trend. Like I find a lot of like old school people, they don't drink beer now because they see it as fashion. You know, like chilling at the beach. Only real old school people like stick to beers and that. You know, Vailima, Flames. Like it looks like it's embarrassing to drink Flames. Like, you know, like what I've seen. Like grab a. You gotta stick to your budget. You know, some people doing loans just to shine for that one drink up.
Shout out to my boy Tevita, man. That's all we ever drunk was Flame.
5.2, baby. 5.2.
Fucking couldn't handle that shit, man. Like, I'd rather drink a bottle of Bernardino than drink half a box of.
That was the first over 5% beer, I remember.
Yeah, Hardy.
When it first came out, definitely.
So it was Steiny. Steiny was the only other 5% back
yeah.
then, eh? Everything was 4.2. It was 5.2. Like, ooh.
Were you ever a Lion Ice fan?
Yeah, bro, I love
I used to drink it.
that.
It was
Was my
easy to drink.
that was my box, man.
They still got it.
Yeah.
I drank that like 2 weeks ago.
I saw it once in a
That's
pub
mean.
out of
15.
Pekaranga.
Yeah, that's bad.
I was like, how much for
Still get
50?
wasted off it.
That's Auntie Linda's favourite. Linus. Anything drinking that, man, just mimi all the time, bro.
Yeah, but that's the whole
detox,
point, man.
it's
Just to get straight in, straight out, man, and keep a smile on your face. Get your pump on, you know.
Scat pump.
Hold this leg.
Just 5 pumps.
When I was at uni, it was because you know you get the cheap ones. It's the stripe beer
Oh, fuck.
because they're selling it for 20 for 20.
Is that the white can?
Nah, it's it's Australian beer. It's like a brown bottle.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
brown
yeah.
bottle. Stripe. 20 for 20, mate.
Yeah, that's like the double browns. Double browns with it, see? The brown bombers, 20 for 20.
20 for 20 days.
But even remember the countdown, the one when everything was closed, everyone goes to the countdown out of the Linfield, eh?
Linfield, eh?
Fucking remember walking down there, it was me, David and Pinati, fucking the Reineck.
Oh, Reineck.
Look at the tray of Reineck, man, $14. $14 for a tray, dogs. Like, look at each other. Get the tray, bro.
Yeah, get the tree.
6 each.
That's the quantity.
As long as you don't drive all the way there just for a box of country wine. I can't leave country wine. There's a lot of lives changed on that one.
Yeah,
You know what they're having now? Country wine red with Coke.
Yeah.
It was Sprite. Country wine Sprite.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
old.
What
That's
are they,
old,
shandies, eh?
It tastes like a... Yes,
Yeah, that's all good.
That's your flavour, eh?
that's how I made it in the cell.
But then, you know, back in the days, it was like you'd be ashamed to drink some beers, eh? Like, and then you know you're the man if you drink Steinlager or something.
Just like Corona.
Mm.
Everyone like and long whites. Like if we go to like a birthday or people will drink Coronas and that, like it's like expensive just for like a certain amount. Where you can get a whole amount of it, but no one wants to stand there and take photos holding the thing. No, but it, like, you know, what I've seen in that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was fortunate, man, because Uncle George, this old guy's old man, worked at the breweries.
Shout out
So it was
to
like,
George,
bro,
bro.
shout out to Uncle Dottie, man, because we are always lit. Like, you can ask, if we had went down the lane with Ray and that about the guys always drinking, it was always us, fucking never changed. Still the same. You ask any of those boys that went to school with us, fucking, do we still drink heavy? Still the same, man. It's just, like I said, I just need someone on my body clock so we can just stay awake the whole night. But nah, man, we always sponsored heavy, man.
He used to count his beers. Every time you see me and this guy, like, Chala goes, what he's doing? He's going training or nothing. And was like, hey, we're going training. And then he'll like come open his fridge, like 1, 2, 3. I mean, this guy sitting there, we swapped it around.
Yeah.
Counting the rows, eh?
But yeah,
Not the cans. Counting
He'll
the
count,
rows.
he'll count the back too. But we used to take it from the back and just move the front. You know, like put it in the front, leave the back. Kind of, yeah. For a long time, eh?
Yeah.
And he caught on. Like, these guys.
I said, no,
These guys.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. But nah, he was always like that. Even if the boys used to come over drinking like DB products because he's lying, he would always be like, "Hey, go put it in your car or fucking tip it up, drink my shit."
Even
They disrespect me, like. And then when some of the boys would come over, the old man used to come over. A couple of the Tongan boys, and the man heard last week, but the man still turns up with the DB. They say, "Oh, put it back on." Just put it in your car, bro.
Did you guys get into the craft beer?
Not really, bro.
Craft
Like
beers, though?
when I was working in the breweries for a little while with my brothers, and because every day they got a free bar, so you can go there for an hour. I'll go in there, have a few. Fuck, didn't like the taste. Even the panheads and that. Tried all of them, the Emersons. Just couldn't, you know.
I like that panhead supercharged, that 7%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just didn't like the taste. I was like, fuck, how do you guys buy this? And especially when it's expensive as what the liquor store for fuck.
Just for 4.
Yeah, for 4, man. $20 for 4, like, bro.
But nah, that reminds me of the blue anymore. The big bottles.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I think 2 of those supercharger ones.
Yeah.
Man, I'm already like almost there. It's good.
Nah, just,
It's probably just a failed dilution of how they've put it in the can, eh? Like, oh, has he stirred the tank? Oh no, agitator on. You got it. Fuck. It's just, oh shit, that means there's all straight freaking yeast. Like full of fucking alcohol.
but Tola, I like that.
You told us nice, eh?
Is it nice now? Because, man, when I first had it when it first came out, man, I wasn't good, eh?
Doesn't sit right.
But what did you
Yeah.
you tasted it in Samoa first? Yeah, that's the difference, bro.
Samoa.
In Samoa, it's fucking smooth, eh?
When I had it,
smooth.
also, I was like, bro, because even here, I can't drink warm beer, you know? It has to be cold. And the first time having it there, and went to Bangoa, and fuck, it's like the buzz there was mean. And just having one, and then, nah, bro, I don't drink warm beer. Especially a big bottle, eh?
Yeah.
Just have one. Fuck, next one on the boat ride back, bro. Fuck, give me another one. I was like, bro, this is the best beer I've ever tasted, bro. Like, and it's warm. Like, I was like, bro, like, that's just not me, but. And then they had it here, cold. I'm like, oh, fuck, even better, you know?
But there was a bit there, because I walked into Glen Eden's liquor store. I went to buy like a Vailima. I was just craving for it, like something different. They said it was sold out.
What did you after the bottles?
Yeah, the bottles, like the big bottles. But then they said, because the guys saw me walking up and down inside the fridge.
He's probably about to ring the police.
I walked in like that.
This guy's gonna.
I walked in like that.
In the
Nobody
security, what
saw
time
it,
is
like,
I told you there's no more available. Like, there's something else you're looking for.
But he looked at me and was like, "Are you alright?" Like that. And I was like, "I'm alright. Are you alright?" And then I was like, "Oh, I'm Vailima." And he's like, "Oh, they stopped selling it
I think
or something like that." And I was like, "Hey," and he goes,
they shut the last production date of bottles down.
"Yeah, but
They're gonna
I
put it
think
all
it's
in a
still
can.
going now."
Are they doing cans now?
It's cans, yeah.
Fuck, that's mean.
But the big bottles, the bottles. I still see people's stories on Instagram and that. They still got the bottles in
Yeah,
there.
but that comes with the price too.
Yeah.
I was born that.
Yeah, will be more expensive.
I like cans anyway. Fuck, I like
But
cans.
Shout out to
everything's better
South
than
Auckland,
cans,
bro.
bro.
Cans are making a comeback off it.
I love cans. They fucking cold, easy to get cold,
Shout
easy
out
to
to-
dispose. Like,
But that's
straight,
the
eh?
thing.
Shout out to not going to work on Monday.
That's the flip side of
Shout out
people.
to not going to work on Monday.
Like long whites, long whites is always bottles. Everyone likes that cheers,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sound.
The clink.
But when it came to the taste, bro, it was fucking probably Coke and Pepsi, man. They're the ones that like, bro, everything tastes better in the can.
Yeah,
Without people realizing that, you know. But then bottles is sort of dropped off,
yeah.
and then people start complaining about recycling.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now there's companies moving to recycling the plastic, but it just gave the can lines because fucking at the time Coke were putting like 3 or 4 new can machines in their plants, and like cans is the way to go, man, because the production you get out.
So easy to think. Plus, when you're drinking that, you don't want to hear that. You know,
Yeah.
like
A small
That's what I
chili
mean.
with dogs.
everyone's
That's
having a
what
good
I
time. Don't, like I've been in a lot of like island family birthdays. Everything. Once you hear a bottle, like it's drama. You know, yeah,
That's it, that's all like.
You hear that, eh? And
And
everyone goes quiet. They look at where we're smashed,
Yeah.
and you'll think it's like drama. So I think they just made it more easier for us, like not for us.
Nah, it's a taste break because, like,
Yeah,
you know, the
I read
bottle
it.
over time, like, even though these are lids with like a induction seal at the top, over time, mate, it loses its carbonation. But in the can, fucking never loses the carbonation, man. that's something they can never figure out because of the sealing on the way the cans are made.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always going to be cold. But yeah, that's exactly it. The convenience of like just,
Yeah.
bro, 10 minutes, the bag of ice
Yeah,
inside the
man.
chili bin. You know how many
Cold.
cans you could fit into the chili bin?
Oh, hard.
Hands down winner, bro.
And it's good for your recycle bin too.
Yeah,
'cause it's
man.
not
Yeah,
as
bro.
full.
Fuck yeah,
You probably
bro.
look out your recycle bin. Hey,
I can
Yeah,
only
everyone
imagine.
I'm not drinking as much.
I can only imagine.
I was still like scratching all my cans. I was like, fuck. When the
This
guys
guy
at
got
work
heaps
said,
of cans
bro,
as
it's
well.
on eBay, $14. What? It's like a can crusher. I was like, God, bro, yeah, sweet. I'm gonna give me that. I'm gonna give me that from the wall. Every creep, straight in the bin. I was like,
You know, invented that is amazing because people say, nah, man, it's not going to sell. People just step on it.
Yeah.
Nah, man, people don't want to step on it anymore.
That's how lazy we got to make.
I worked-
Just step on it, put it in the can.
I worked with
my
this.
chair.
I worked with this OG dude. About he was collecting cans, but he showed me his style, like, cause he'll drink everything, like flame cans in it, but anything he'll put a little screwdriver or like little bolts and squash it with the can to make it weight. The weight.
oh, so when it takes it to
When he
the,
takes it to the recycle, get more.
I think I just snitched.
but
Because
that's
it's
another thing too. Where those days when they used to have those recycling things, they
Because
just
it's
come bring your. I remember
Yeah,
granddad.
yeah.
Next day, like, oh, go down to the school and just put your cans in there, put your bottles. Fuck.
But I don't think people realize like how the recycling works now. You know how you got our recycle bins, because like the councils weren't even doing the recycling. Like everything that's recyclable, like they have landfill
Yeah.
straight to the the actual recycle places. As soon as there's like something that's not rinsed, fuck it goes to landfill anyways.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So they've never sorted it. Yeah, council, they did a study on it, and like even like in public areas, like even like the only place you probably do it like legit would probably be like
That's
BP.
bad, eh?
You got bottles, like plastic.
All the cigarette butts
Yeah.
in the bottom.
Yeah.
Cigarette, like, bro, if there's like a cigarette butt inside a freaking can, bro, the whole bag goes to the landfill. Unless it's clear, like you can see it's clear and you can see what's in it. Like, but one thing that's contaminated, bro, the bag goes to the landfill. Doesn't even get recycled, man.
What about the breweries? Like, because they're different. Fuck, because I remember when I was
Because the
drinking
crate,
there,
the bottles in
crates,
there.
fuck.
Yeah,
The
sure
shit
they
you
got
see in those
some-
bottles, is condoms,
yeah.
fucking everything in there, little rats.
Which brewery were you working at?
The one that
Friday.
Isaki, bread, yeah. Line, you see that and like, bro, I don't want to drink a Coke bottle again. But you see the process of cleaning
Yeah.
and that, you're like, oh yeah, it's legit. But fuck,
Yeah, man, it's yeah. See the aluminium, like we used to at one point ship it out to China, and they'd reuse it, because it's aluminium that can
yeah.
make other products with it. But with the plastic here, there's only certain plastics. I think it's the 1 and 2 stamp on the recycle on the bottles where you can reuse it again.
Oh, true.
But the PET's like sort of like, how many more times are we gonna keep recycling the
Yeah,
plastic
yeah.
before we get to a point?
Especially
and no
like,
one's gonna buy it.
Especially like repeating the cycle,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cycles.
No, you
Nah,
said
but like,
go.
sorry, I gotta say I had a few drinks right now, man. But especially
repeat the cycle,
if you think about it, especially like they all complaining about like what's happening in the world and that the rich wants to get richer, so they're just ripping everything, land, everything.
Yeah, I
We
don't
went
think
back in
everyone
the
saw-
Aussie, but it's hard about that.
I
It's
don't think
hard.
everyone saw like us paying for like now that you're back out west. I don't think anyone saw us paying for fucking rubbish bags. Remember back in the day,
Yeah, yeah.
3 or
That's
4,
what I buzzed
12
out, eh,
rubbish
when I came
bags
back.
put on the side of the road.
'Cause they still
Someone
have
come
it
and
over the
grab
shop.
Now it's like how much is it? Now we went from rubbish bags to bins,
Yeah.
and then we're like, fuck, how much?
And they're
for-
charging
See,
that
even the
for
bins,
that.
you fill it up like, what's it like? Is it weekly?
Yeah, it's weekly.
Yeah.
The recycles every other
Well,
week.
what's your one?
No, I just get rid of my bags.
Oh, hey.
I just get dumped. I
Wait,
want to buy the
dump
taste.
Wait.
Shout out to the local creek.
My one,
Nah,
what do you dump
my
my
one's
one's the bus stop. I'm like, hey,
Concourse,
take that
concourse.
shit, put it in the rubbish bin.
No,
at the
but
bus
that's
stop.
true.
There's concourses. Just get
All
there.
those like
Well, everywhere else in Auckland, it's like because it's part of paying your rates. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they take it. So now, if you're not paying rates because you're renting, you still got.
You
So
still
the
gotta-
probably people that own homes here, they probably say, "Man, it's not fair. If we have to pay all the rubbish, and then what about people that are renting my 5 houses?
Yeah.
So we should everyone should pay for the those ones.
yeah,
are
yeah,
fun
yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's those ones.
Like
I
that
mean,
one.
the
That was
inorganics,
good.
man. Inorganics back in the day, man. That was like your childhood, man. Like,
Yeah,
I used to
Shopping
get around
day.
with my screwdriver, looking for speakers.
Got
Yeah.
something to put my Something to put my TV on.
My new couch.
I got a
Just put
scooter I can
sheet
sell
over.
to my
Your
brain.
BMX handlebars on your mountain bike.
This is a very hard. But look at it now, man. You
Yeah.
paid like what? It's like $50 for a square meter
Yeah.
for them to come and pick up your rubbish, and then you
Should
see
they?
some guys come
Yeah.
and help themselves to the shit that's on your
Yeah.
property. It's like, no, fuck that.
I reckon we should just start doing what this guy's doing.
Exactly.
Wherever he's dumping it. we gotta find
Concourse.
it.
Concourse. Concourse, bro. Let's go jump in that concourse.
We gotta find that location.
Hey, affected by the floods. Delayed, just got back. Yeah, but they stopped that on the 14th.
Was it an organic?
Nah, because I heard it was free to take your stuff there. I knew it was over at the shore when I was at the shore. I was doing it, and then one of the boys said, like, I said, bro, when did you go skipping? He was like, oh, free from the council. It was affected by the floods. I was like, oh, fuck. So I rang
Oh,
them
you
up
got to prove the address though, eh?
Yeah, well, he told his address, but it was only a little bit. But I was like, oh, fuck. I was trying to get one for mum and dad. But they said, oh, you're up by one day. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, so we're with the paying for rubbish on top of everything else we pay for, mate.
Yeah, expensive, eh?
We got screwed here in January because we had a Christmas here. All the family came here and like, man, all the rubbish, like heaps, and like took like, it was piling up. So it can't even fit in the bloody, the rubbish bin. So we had to like store it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, wait till the following week, and then, man, it took a whole month to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Finally, you know.
Hard it is like that. I kind of get like that at home, like if the boys come over and drink and that, you know, you have a few that come over time, but then it's like, bro, I already got me another recycling bin, two big ones, but then it's like, even that fills up. So it's like, feeling like, hey man,
Stop drinking.
cans, nah. That's what I'm thinking, like cans only. No interest if you got you never have cans.
Hey, shut up,
you
man.
just squash your own cans. You put the,
Or use the machine.
use the machine.
I want to have a party
Drink
like
at your
that.
house
And they put it
train up.
and put it. You can use my recycling bin as long as it's your cans. If it's bottles, then put it back in your car.
Man, I remember we went on a fishing boat, and there were chili bins, alcohol, and there was cans. I was like, man, I haven't had a can in a long time. But then it was like, I don't know if it was the can or the being on the boat, but it goes with it.
Yeah.
Like a bottle on a boat doesn't really.
Oh, no, yeah, the can's safe, bro.
Yeah,
Can's
it's a
safe.
safety. Yeah.
The bottle is like, you tube a bottle, you're going to drop it. Because, you know, in your own head, you're like worrying about something glass is going to break.
Smash.
And when, yeah,
Cuts
like,
and
yeah. You don't want to be that guy. Everyone's
Drama.
drinking out of a plastic cup and you go,
Drama.
that's it. Make sure he has, that's his last drink.
And the sound, eh?
Yeah.
Hot day, something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Break your top off, like, try to use it as bait. Like, the sparkle, like, extract the water. Then bloody say,
Thank you for having me.
Who's the one who did that with the lolly wrapper? Extracted the fish.
I like what they do in America. How they have the can, the bottles, but it's aluminium can.
Yeah.
But it's shaped like a bottle.
Yeah, that's mean.
That's mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. They should have that shit here.
Sorry. My mate in Australia, I saw on his Instagram, they got a little pass in Australia that you can actually take your bottles in there and get cash for it.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
So that's mean.
They have all the kids going
yeah,
around
so
to neighborhoods.
It kind of saves like thing because you got to work with what you give in there. So you can't just like produce, and then there's no other bit to get rid of it and that, to make it like a cycle. Do you know?
But see, that's the thing that they want to implement it here, but because every city's got different councils.
Yeah.
See, if we started doing that in Auckland, how would that look? Bro, that's ugly because it means that okay, now we shouldn't have to pay to put our rubbish in the rubbish, but then it means the council has to employ more people into that role to try and fill it, you know. And then it means like, oh, so who pays for that?
yeah.
Fuck, it comes back on
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
To end up paying
Yeah,
for
you
it
pay for it
anyway.
anyway.
So it's like,
Like,
yeah.
Ah, fuck, might as
Can
well
we
just make as
edit
much
that
rubbish-
bit?
Just make as much rubbish as you want.
Can
And
we
just,
edit that bit? Or just find this guy's secret
yeah,
stash?
find a secret stash where he phrases
I reckon
rubbish.
it's better.
My old boys.
Hello.
We're 20 minutes in, we're talking about rubbish.
We're talking about alcohol. We made us look like alcoholic. I am going to go to work tomorrow.
But how's your guys' week been?
Pretty
good? Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Man, I had a weekend. The also shouted out. I forgot that I was supposed to jump on, like, come here and that, but my auntie passed away. So, yeah, I'd like to shout out to the Pahulu family up at Kelston, Pat, Gina, everyone sorry for your loss and that. There's nothing else I can say in that. But besides that, moving on forward, just moving in that, just moving in life, make it work.
Yeah, man, it's part of life, eh? You know,
Yeah.
death and like just how we breathe is all different.
It's just out of it when different things happen all at once. Here, it either brings the best of you or brings the worst of you. Like it comes down with the patience and understanding.
Oh yeah, bro.
You know, like
100,
if you can
bro.
sit back and just plan things and that, because everything just hits you at once. I got this, I got that, but that comes with a lot of things. Having patience and understanding. And if you're like, I haven't been to church for ages and been just believing in God or something, it helps too. But patience and understanding. Yeah. But shout out to them. Sorry for your loss and that. Besides that, yeah. That's
You're
my
right.
weekend.
You're absolutely right about that. Eh? Especially now these days. I mean, we're old now. We're older now. You know, we get into that time where you need to go to doctors for checkups and that kind of stuff. Well, we're not young anymore. About our health and all that. Something we, for me anyway, take for granted. You know, 'cause I'm still
Just
thinking
little
of-
things in
yeah,
there.
just those small things. Like,
But it catches up.
yeah,
Like, it's out of it, but it catches up. And just like saying, like smiling to someone while they're having a bad day. You don't even know them, but even smiling might brighten up their day. And
Yeah, bro, it goes a long way.
you know, it comes along, like, I've been down and out. I told Lydia about this. That's why I said about the NSL. I've been down and out, and there's random people I don't know. They smile at me like, you have a good day, brother. And from that bit, that's probably like the only thing that, like, you hold on that time in your mindset, whatever you're dealing with in that. And you just take it and, yeah. Each for their own, but each for their own. That's, yeah.
So tell us about your label. And
Yeah. Oh, man, I was going to get a bit teary about that. But
Yeah.
No, I was on the pass, but my label is not really, it's a label, or like I call it a label, but the saying's been around for years. I think Samoa and them's got their own saying of never, shouldn't judge people, like, should not judge people. But I just, for myself, for what I was going through, I just pictured it for ages, and I used to tell the usos and toko, I want to wear it on a shirt. And it took a lot of time, like setbacks and that. And then, and then this guy gave me set me up with some people that can actually print it, because he was sick of me talking about it when I'm drinking and that. To actually print it and that. My first print was my girl cousin El Central, because I nag her when I was drinking. And I had this little scribble writing like a signature, like this kind of thing. And I used to drink over there. Shout out to Lesiele and Norm, from Central. But they used to, I used to turn up and drink at my auntie's house. And they was sick of me talking about it. Like, it's my birthday coming up, January. So they just surprised me with the actual shirt of it. And that's my first shirt. I rocked that for a long time, eh? Turned up in, like, Kelston rugby games. Everywhere I went. I tried to make it look like I had heaps of shirts. It's about capping. So, yeah. It was a long road, but patience and understanding comes with it. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to get a bit teary about it, but it means a lot. But just to anybody that's listening and that, like, down and out, bro, stay true to yourself.
That's solid, dog. Like I always say on here, right? Like I always say to you, bro, like any window that I can flex for any of the brothers, that are putting stuff out there, doing positive things or doing something where they talked about it, because me and Miki, we go back years, man, and we pretty much live by doing tell me, show me. And like, there's a lot of people that do the talking, but nothing comes of it. But you said that the saying's been around, like however many years it's been around, but no one ever acted on it, and tried to put it into a clothing label. But like the beauty in the story, Docs, is that even when you were showing up to the KOB things and you used to wear that, and like we all wanted it, you know, that made people like, oh, yo,
that's why I was surprised.
Who's that, you know?
When I put on the shirt, I was surprised, and then I did my first trip. I was surprised that I was getting messages from America, like, you know, Polynesians from America. I can't send to America. Like, I only got one shirt. Like in my head, like, but I'm trying to sell something. So it was just real. I was glad that people felt how I felt. That you shouldn't. If you're having a bad day, bro, don't be a cunt next to you. Oh, can we swear now? Yeah, don't be a cunt. If you see someone doing bad, don't be a cunt to him. Everyone has this.
I guess that's where I went off when you told me about docs. I was like, never said, oh, fuck, that's the docs. I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about first. I was like, fucking do it then. And you're like, yeah, and it's like, and then when you had your first one, I was like, well, that's cool. What do you reckon? I said, that's all good, docs, but what do you want to do with it? Do you want people to buy it, or you want to have this be your business? Or he goes, oh, I just want my kids to wear it. I want my kids to wear it. And
for myself, I just wanted
us to wear it instead of like buying Nike and that. Like, let's wear our own gears. It's like, bro, that's good. You can do it. We can do it. I'll help you. But at the same time, I was going through things that I need to sort out my family, house and stuff. So I said, go, I'll help you out. But bro, these, these are the guys I don't know that can hook you up or who can set you off, and all KOB too. Sambo way.
Yeah.
Sambo.
Shout out to Sambo, 50 Apparel, and Hans Young Muller.
I still owe him a pendant.
And I'm still working with Manu also. I worked with him ages ago, but no printing, just factory, like labouring in it. Also Prince, he's from Massey, Donbuck Road. Keep it west. I like that bit.
You know what I love about what you guys are sharing? Like, when the KOB thing came about, and wasn't like we've had Zane on, that shield that Fabe Suda, shout out to Mantis for designing that KOB font, because it was never mine to run, right? But it was there, and like he said, like Zane's been around. Someone just had to do the footwork to get it out there.
Yeah. We just have to step out the square, bro.
But now
that,
like, Sio Lalo's out there, just like the KB brand was out there. Like, you did it, right? You got it over the line. Now, the ball sits on you, what you want to do with it. And it is only going to go as far as the person pushing the vision,
That's what I
feel. So,
feel
like, when I had the window doing the KB gear, my first thing was, like, I'm sick of wearing... And I'm not... like saying it in a disrespectful manner. I was sick of seeing us wearing school stuff that didn't fit, or had the school shield, because it's not the school, right? This is like the brotherhood and the connection that you have made outside of school. Like, even the school was the pathway that we all met up, but like it's out of school. So it was good that when Zane and they took that team to the nines, and they already had that, and like even having like meetings with Siwa and Johnny and that, it was like, to me, it didn't seem right to go create another entity, like brand, because the old boys already had one when they went to the nines. So all we did was just change the years, like, because we used the 63, but the 63 is like when we had stuff, and I've had older guys older than that time say, it's 54, man. Like, you can't call us KUB, but then what about the guys from 54 to that's 10 years, and he goes, you can't be saying that sort of stuff. So when we just put the new dates on that, and now everyone that's seen it just wants it, But like you said, Doc, it was all about putting gear, like,
it's pretty.
Gears on the boys.
But I shout out to this guy and you too, Liddy, and the podcast and that, because like you guys have been part of my, like, I would have been, and I'm still in my mindset. Is still would have been like if I just stepped out of the square and that. I'm just buzzing out that people win my stuff. Like, people believe and they feel that way. Like, people actually feel that type of way. Like, reaching what the saying says, they can relate to it. That's all I wanted. Like, I thought I was an Alcas. Sorry, I'm born in France.
You're a psycho. Remember, you're a
You gotta-
psycho, not
yeah,
an Alcas. You're a psycho.
No, but like, I thought that I was the only one feeling this type of way until I get random messages of people saying they like my saying. And it's for the community. Like,
Yeah.
it's for whoever, man. It's
But that's
not-
like all good things, man. Like, you know, it's like when you see the Docs Brothers brand, you know, that's
Yeah,
stuff that's
yeah.
birthed from the hood,
Yeah.
you know, promoted by the hood, and you know, but you know that's gone a bit more international. But when you put Sio Lalo down, bro, to me, I was always gonna flex at Docs because to me, I was in the conversation where you were talking about it, and we're like, just freaking do
Yeah.
it, T. But he's
Yeah, he was- yeah,
yes,
yeah.
bro. But what I love about what you took from it is like you know, even though Miki said get a sample, even though we know a shitload of old boys that are princes as well, but it's like you learn the grind from and what comes with it when you put the brand out, you know. It's like if you obviously got a printer and then like you got to full orders,
Yeah.
and if you can't get stuff done, it's like that's you know. But that's part of the learning of when you
yeah.
and like trying to
Of
deal
trying
with
to,
everything
yeah.
and meeting the dates and stuff like that.
Do you know what I like about it? I like about the what I like is the message. Like, you know, with fashion and with especially clothing, like it's like we're heavily influenced with hip hop and American kind of stuff, like hoodies and jackets and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense for us to put our own stuff on it.
Yeah.
You know, like everything that comes from America is all the labels, like, you know, Adidas and all that kind of stuff. But then, you know, when we have the opportunity to, because
Express ourselves.
express ourselves, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, but not express
I reckon
ourselves in a way where we have our own like label, but a message. Oh.
Cabralo.
Can we edit that bit? Can we edit that?
You could do a
See
remix.
Lalo, this give a Cabralo.
Bad to cut you off. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not it's the message, you know, and it was a meaningful message.
Yeah.
And how do we express that? How do we get it out there to people to see? You
Support,
know?
like shit.
You
Yeah.
put it on a piece of clothing, you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's. I was talking to my Uso. I'm working with him. Uso Prince, Peter. He went his first one. We were buzzing out because he did his He went to Pacifica, and he did his first tent, and he was nervous as he was like everyone, and he was there with his partner and that, but his partner was selling the dad's stuff, but I think with the matais that stick in it. So he was telling me when we were like catching up, he was like, I was nervous as like, you know, I'm first in Pacifica. You got a lot of Pacific Islanders to see, and they can judge you. They was like, this is made in Taiwan or something like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so after having that conversation with him, it was good. Like we were both learning off like experiences. That's why I wanted to link up with him because I came from the bottom. I rather hang out with people, you know, from the bottom until, you know, like come up with the. If we make it up, no. If we don't, at least we tried. But yeah. But I gotta add this bit. I'm a food truck lover. I had this vision, and I'll probably say that even when I drink, that never Sio Lalo. Why I had to do it? I wanted to sell $5 place. Hit all the. I wanted a food truck because I love barbecue food. That was my first vision. But the saying of never Sio Lalo was like, it just came, like it was there, but I don't know how to put it on the food truck. But so I had to wear it like as a t-shirt first, just to motivate myself. But I want to hit like Tigo, all the big factories in there, you know, $5 place, boom, bang,
All the
whang.
factories there in the weather.
But that was like my feeling. It was like it wasn't meant for t-shirts and that, but it was like it was a saying in that. But my vision, like my heart was like, I love food, I love barbecue. I love barbecue. Yeah.
So that's like the future of it.
Man,
We
I
want to
would
get you
mind.
after.
Yeah, I
How
wouldn't
far did
mind.
you get into the?
I wouldn't mind in your store and like doing barbecue, barbers,
Barbecue
and
barbers?
and
Barbecue
if,
barbers is good.
And if I
What a smell of barbecue.
not like
we get a fade as well.
like right next to each other, like right next to each other, like a gas station.
Barbecue, barbers, and
Yeah,
beers.
see?
Damn.
But that's the vision that's my vision that I had. I never told anyone.
Just don't complain when there's
I
some
always
hair.
tell these
and,
two.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I always tell
Awesome,
these
yeah.
two, brother. Yeah,
Not the dog's first.
this guy would be cooking.
What's he or what? Fuck.
Nah, but yeah,
But that's the thing.
it wasn't. Yeah,
If you don't dream to
yeah.
put the challenge on yourself to reach for it, fucking you never get it, man.
I just that was like my first one when I did Never Sio Lalo. I always just said it to myself when I'm drinking and that. You know how I felt because I went through this bit of being depressed. And depression for myself, man, it was ugly. Like, I wouldn't like to like brag about it and that, but it wasn't comfortable to sit in that spot where I was sitting. So when I came out of that spot, I just had to keep myself busy. That's the only thing I did. Like, I was depressed, but I had to go to work. Because I had bills. Everything was just... You can be sad down and out, but time ticks while you're down like that. So I had to pay all that. And then I was like, man, on my lowest, like on my hands and knees, cleaning up mouse poo or something like at a factory. No, shit, I'm like, yeah, no.
The mouse poo.
I remix like that.
Cleaning the floor, not the mouse poo.
Nah, I gotta take you where you dump your rubbish. I gotta take you
That was
where.
the back of the
That's
creek.
why I keep dumping it there.
No, but I found myself when I was down and out. I wanted to give up. I wanted to go. I was over. I said that to myself. Never so low. Keep your head up. To myself, like, and I was like, and then from there, when I moved a bit better, like the next day will be a bit better. Like, you know, every day is not the same. So when I got to that point, it was like, I want it on a shirt. I don't know if anyone will relate to it, but that's how I feel on this moment. So that's where NSL came from. So, but we still got to find where this rubbish, so you can say.
How long ago was that?
Man, I've been like 4 or 5 years of just talking about it. I wish I had this mentality like way back when I was young of stepping out of the square. Like stepping out of the square. Don't worry about what people think of that. Freedom expression. What they say? Hey. Shout out to our free in ALP.
Gueva and the boys.
Gueva and the
Shout out to
boys.
Gueva and the boys.
Rima and the boys.
Rima and the boys.
And like I told you, man, you know, the village
Bro,
of guys.
we
The
will-
village of guys you don't want to be fucking caught with your fucking hands behind your back or sitting on your heads. Is that group. That's the group at school, like you talk about entities within school. Like you say, of these troublemakers.
Bro, one of
But
the
that's the village, bro. I'm telling you. You fuck with one guy, that's the whole of Nuku'alofa and
Shout
Tonga and Samoa and pretty much Kiribati
shout
put
out to
together.
them, bro.
When I was at school, I was like, fuck, I didn't even know there was a
Shout-
block at the back there.
Straight up, eh?
We're the special ones. Just pure athletes.
B, first box, second box, third box, fourth box.
And they study.
Pure athletes. Just come for PE. Just come for PE. Showtime and then no muck around.
But nah, I mean, you know the thing about that group of boys? We got a rich history of guys who
Yeah, bro.
moved into professions. Eh? Like,
Yeah.
who knew that Calvin
Yeah.
Salama was going to be a lawyer?
Bro,
You
hard
know,
it
he would have
was.
thought that. Look at who thought that Tai Talai was going to be a PT
Yeah.
for F45. He would have thought that, you know? You need
That's
docs, man.
the
You
first
can't.
thing of. That's a true meaning of Never So Low. You don't look down on people.
Yeah, man.
Because you'll be surprised when you're standing next to them. Then you look like a fool trying to invite them, like, you know, and they're like, nah, I'm alright.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't ever say it properly, but yeah. Is there enough beers for me, or so waiting for Miki? Is there enough beers cut off?
Cut it from the bar, mate. Cut it from the bar.
No, yeah. But shout out today, man. Thank you guys. Love this. Gonna go vape and come back. Just gonna go over there, come back. As soon as you told me, it was like, Miki's coming, it was like, oh, no, I don't want him to do.
But like talking about mental health docs, like because Miki works in the sector, and like we spoke about it last week about So this is my also that works in mental health and like for the longest time, we talk when he's been drinking. It's obviously something that you're passionate about because you like to like get across to us who don't work in the sector, like the shortfalls and the shit that mental health patients deal with. Like, because you're the eyes inside the walls. Like, do you want to share some of that, man? Because I think some of it is like, people think like the sector got chucked a whole lot of money last government, spending. But what's the truth in all that, Docs? Because you're a PI who works in that sector. Like, for your eyes. Like, how heavy is that, man? Because some of the stories sometimes you got me like fucking crying, mate. Because I'm like, fuck, that's hard, eh? And like, that's why they never Sio Lalo, eh? Like it is you are human, eh? People are human.
Yeah, hard up. I think for me, working in the Docs is like like I work under the nurses, I support the nurses at work, and like especially when the nurses get a lot of slack, like, oh, you guys are always asking for money. It's like, bro, they like seeing the shit they go through. We take the brunt of it, like the PAs, like, because if we have to restrain them and all that. So it's like, fuck, what they've been doing for the last 10 years or whatever. It's like, bro, they're not paid what they should be being paid, if you're looking at it that way. But yeah, bro, it's like eye-opening. Like I told you, Doc, when I started the job, I never thought I'd work in this industry. I was like, fuck. And people said to me, my wife works in it, my father and that. Give it a go, man. I think you'll be good at it. I'm like, fuck that. Like the whole, my look at it was, I'm not working with mental cunts. That's how I looked at it. I'm not working with mental. Fuck that. But when you actually get in there, I'm in there 5 years now. Still kind of new, but it's changed the whole way I look at life. Like working with these clients, like I just see, bro, some of the shit that they've been through is like shit I've been through, and it's just, like, how like I said before, when everything hits at once, some of them just been through thing after thing after thing, bro. It gets too much, and then bro, you're gonna break, you're gonna break, you're gonna break, and then they end up there. But then you say, bro, they're normal, bro. Like they're just like us, like. And then that's the way when I say to go to work and I tell everyone, like, I'd never want another job. I love this job so much where I go there, it feels like I'm just hanging out with my usos, or my sisters, like it's just, what can I do to make their day better or help to get them out for their recovery. That's all pretty much the gist of it. What I feel when I'm there, I'm like, fuck. Man, they're going through shit there. Some of the shit, like I've been through worse, in my own things, but I've managed to hold it together and not let it get to that that point where boom, you're gonna hit. And most of the time, it's being around support, having the support there. Some of the stories, it's you think like, bro, they should have cracked.
Jail or something.
Yeah, man, like a lot earlier.
Like the kids would, like the parents would have.
Yeah.
But like I remember one thing, because I had another mate who did a placement in one of the, I think he did it in Carrington, and the placement was just more to tick off some of the papers that he was doing, like because he's a guidance counsellor, and he talked about like how the some nurses, and he's not all nurses, but he said in some of these facilities we go in, nurses just copy and paste notes and they just transfer it onto other notes, and before the patient's even being like sort of dealt with, it's sort of like you want to know the backstory on them without reading the notes, because he said a lot of people, they come in, like say you had like a serial killer in the ward, they'd read all of that and then they'd give that one particular, not that everyone deserves it, but that one particular guy that almost more attention, but almost like, oh, we won't care for him too much. Like he said that felt real, just him going in as a new person into the ward.
Yeah.
But like, how much of that is true, do you think? Because the way he explained it, it sounded like, man, is it real? But his example was that a guy just wanted to use the phone, and then when because he had the power to sort of go and read notes, and he felt like, man, like this guy keeps wiping his feces on the wall. Like, what is it that's gotten him to that point? And then he must have used the app just to get what this guy wanted to do. And all he wanted to do was use the phone. Like, is it that bad in some of the world, man? Cause
I think
I hope not.
Because I haven't worked at forensics. I haven't worked at forensics yet. I'm still just acute inpatient unit. But I have seen sometimes where, like for me, docs, when they come in, like when I first started, you know, because I'm new to it, and in my first day, one of the clients said to me, "Oh, you're a new guy." Someone told me you're a new guy, and he's like, you better watch your back, you know. You're like, and you know, going off, you know, we thought casted like our instinct is like.
Did you watch your back?
And I was like, oh yeah, all good, mate, all good. But I was like, talk to me like that, bro. Fuck, you're lucky, you know. But not knowing the job, you know, I'm learning at the same time my job, and then getting to know these clients is so you find out, fuck, they're just unwell. Like they are genuinely unwell. Why they say things like that? Like, bro, I hardly have that problem now because I'm just like straight up with them from the front, bro. You're here for this. This is what we're here for. Remember, I didn't bring you here. You're here. All I'm doing is to look after you while you're here. Got your stay here, and I'm gonna make it the best way possible for you. I want you to get, you know, doing little things, help them out, bring them a mekai. Some of them relate to our poly boys, our Maori poly boys. Some of them, like their families are down. Like, you know, we've opened up to, we take them for all districts now. So their family can't come out there. They got no petrol in there. Like, oh, my family, I can't do this. I was like, yeah, it's all good, bro. Like, how am I going to make it happy or good for him? And us on the floor, we do that so we make it easier for our nurses.
Yeah,
our nurses, yes, we'll tell our nurses, but they need medication. They're working up or they start, you know, targeting all that kind of stuff. But look, going back to what you said, docs, I never read the notes. I never judge them as they come in. Sometimes like, why the fuck have we got forensics coming in? They should be going straight to there. And you read and I was like, oh, they're this. And I was like, they come in, we'll take them as they are. They come in, half the time, dogs, those guys with the big reps, they come in there, they're like, bro, fuck, it's better than being in jail.
Yeah.
Lots of heaps of like this. You get to talk to them, you get to know them, they're like that. Bro, fuck, I'd rather be here than jail. And then you feel like, bro, they're actually not bad. Like, and then you don't want to get too deep into it, but you can, you know, gradually build that rapport with them. And fuck, so what made you go in there? You know, slowly there will be those shit. Fuck, I heard you got locked up for this and that. Like, fuck, you want to go, cunt? You know, it's like, you just bring it on slow. And if you want it, you know, some won't do it. But I just feel like, fuck, bro, they're just like us. Just like us needing love and support, eh? And some of them don't have their support. Well, their families are like, oh, fuck, done it too much, then I don't want a bar of it, you know? A lot of times it's like that.
I reckon that's part of mental health. With PIs in it, I'm just talking what I've seen in it. A lot of families, because they're sick of seeing the repeat of things, of their loved ones having the same dramas, or he's going to get wired and then come back hypo, not off his meds in it. A lot of them is just like they disown their own family member. And it's sad too, like, you know, but that's something that we should drill into ourselves.
I mean, we need to be more resilient and being supportive, eh?
We gotta love each other, like, whatever, like, lane that you are on. I know, like, lane and that, but, like, there's different stages in life that people go through. There's no one way. There's in life, there's probably like 10. There's like whātai, that's right, way in the corner. And there's different lanes and people adjust themselves into it. You guys just find them and just accept the way that as stages go through. Because stages, remember, it's stages.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the stage. It's just going through that little thing. But that's how I feel in it.
I think you sum it up. If I was to sum that up, just by listening to you just talk about that, I think every guy, like, a man's got to show you some sort of love, right?
And it's harder because it comes with patience, everything, understanding.
But summing that up, as a man and working in the industry, like for yourself, but you being as a dad, sometimes you got to show a mother's love, eh? Like, and that's everything that you're saying. Because I don't have patience. And sometimes I test myself. I got to check myself sometimes that, sometimes the way I'm talking to my girls, it's not appropriate, because if I heard that walking in as a dad, hearing that from a guy, like, he was a really weird rubbishes, but that's that sort
I reckon
of
the
like,
best thing that you can do is like probably check yourself every time you say something, and just check it that you like pictures someone like, are you sure? Like their voice, because sometimes you'll think that you'll and I've seen it too, like my brothers, my uncles and that, like they feed off like just the vibe on their moment, and our uncles and that, like if they're angry, they're gonna have the angry, but patience, bro. At the end of the day, people like, I'll give you a little sample, like you're driving, having a good day, someone cuts you off. Next minute you're on court case for assault. Is it worth it? I'm just saying there's a worth it, because I've seen a lot of that, but there's our patience hard, but once I'm still struggling with it. Yeah, bro.
If you work in mental health, docs, if you work in mental health,
it's hard in that, but
you're gonna have those days where there's gonna be guys that come in and they're gonna challenge you to this, bro. They're gonna say everything under the sun. They're gonna say, "Oh, you got kids? Oh, you married?" They go off like your ring. Yeah. "Oh, you married? Yeah, you got kids? Yeah, bro. You trying to build with?" And they go, "Yeah, when I get out of here, I'm gonna do this and do this." Bro, imagine that when you hear that, like, but just calming yourself down, it's like, and realizing, but they're just unwell. They're just so unwell. They're so unwell, and you haven't even read what they come in for, but you're just like, bro, I'm just here to help.
As it comes to that,
and the beauty of it is when you do give their rehab, they take their meds and all this, they come up with their plan, you build their rapport, is when they get out and they actually remember and they come up to you and they say, "Hey brother," or "Also, or toko," whatever it is, they're just like, "Fuck, sorry about that time," and like that's what hits home for me.
I reckon we've seen this so many times. When someone overreacts, the next day they're like, "I'm sorry." They're in court and they're like crying and they're like, "Come on, dude. You know yourself."
But we're bad for it, eh? Like,
and then we're bad for it, but we can't help it because we.
But that's the thing. Like, if we're bad for it, then how does the change happen? To be honest, that's why I give props to camps, because this platform is a platform that
shock camps.
If we just drink about it in the garage, only the guys in the garage know about it. But if you use a platform like this and talk about these stories, because never Sio Lalo, that's what that story tells me. Eh? And you said that every guy who sees your shit, they relate to it, or they relate to something along the lines of that. That's why it's a perfect example. It's like what you said, the patience on that. But I'm hearing it as in, bro, as men, you need to show more mother's love. The way your mum was towards you growing up, as a man, you need to accept that and be able to implement that into your life. Because if you're not doing it now, what has the next generation got to start with? Nothing. And it's simply like, bro, because we need to check ourselves, man. Because sometimes I feel like,
I reckon you need to self-check yourself. Sometimes, no, but it's self-check yourself. Self-check yourself.
Check yourself.
Have you ever no, I did shit, but this is from France.
You gonna do it yourself, or
when you walk outside the room and you look at your clothes and go like, "Damn, I look scucks," and then you self-check yourself. Is my pants still there? You might walk out and like, "Hey, what the hell?" No, but you can self-check yourself. Is like, I lost it. This guy.
You sound like in the warehouse. You go self-check, or you gotta go to checkout.
It's just checking yourself. It's always good. Like if I'm making the right choice, right, self-checking yourself. If I'm talking to my kids a bit hard on that, like like sometimes like shh, hey, but you don't want to say it, like, but you just that movement like that bit, and they're like, oh, and then you look at it, I was like, was it a bit hard, or all he wanted to do was he wanted a glass of water, like that kind of stuff. This guy laughed me naked. No, but self-check yourself.
I think even though like let's say with the mother love and all that, I think we as males we always gonna have that instinct on our boys, and I'm always like, Miki, like he's named after me, but I'm always like, shh, hey, I told you that. Oh, I forgot. Hurry up, you poofta. Like I say that, but the way I say poofta to him was like he knows, and he'll go, nah, you poofta. And the way it was like, I'm never gonna whack him. And then he just reached my mum like, hey man, how many times it's just having that relationship.
Having a relationship.
What is it, the relationship?
But it's
different
hard.
with the daughters.
It's hard because I got a 16
but then
son.
she can do your head in too, and like
talk about it.
That's why they talk to your daughter. Tell the mum, she's not talking to me. Can't deal with it. That's the next podcast.
I think you're right. I think it's all about trying to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you're in a family environment where it's like toxic
Yeah.
and you're poor, parents can't have to work both jobs and not even there for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, the kids get neglected because the parents have to work, or there's alcohol involved, or drugs and all that kind of stuff. That disrupts the whole
sense of
the bubble of a day.
Yeah.
And then if that's what the kids see, they'll grow up and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's only in their world. So you know how we talked about having this platform.
Yeah.
Like it's really important, especially for our people, because we don't know who's gonna tune in and listen. And if people hear a story that they're going through, because they won't hear it anywhere else, they won't hear it on any radio station, hear it on any TV, any movie.
You relate to that, eh?
You know, and they'll say, "Oh, fuck," you know, they'll probably spark something in them. So that even with, you know, for Sio Lalo, you know, it's out there. So people looking at, hey, what's that? And wow, that's a cool saying. Like, you know, I know what that means.
I gotta say, like, sure, it was over Cam for having us. I just said, never Sio Lalo. It's a label on that, but it's a way of life. If you tune in there, it's like, I reckon he's
You know,
whatever you're doing in life and that.
carry on.
Just don't be a cunt to the next person.
Yeah.
We all started from the bottom. We're trying to make it.
Where's the next one?
Hand-
If Lalo, don't be a cunt.
We're trying to make it.
That'd be a Uzi, eh?
We're trying to make it as a community.
That's DBAC.
Just don't be a cunt.
DBAC.
It's a good one.
She said it to someone, see if you can put on a shirt inspired by Kev's and go.
But that's like what I say.
Back
like,
of the 135, don't be a cunt.
just don't be a cunt in life. When you just, I try. It was hard when I see people like doing the what is it, the windows, like they just jump in front of your car and jump the windows. Like I see a lot of comments on videos on that on Facebook and that. My one's like, bro, I'd rather have them doing that instead of breaking into my house. Because I know I wouldn't wash windows if I was down and out. I'll be breaking into a jewelry box. So I'd rather have that, like, you know. So I don't know why the community's like, oh, maybe it's them, like, how they doing it about it. They should, like, you know.
I said about that too, the one.
I think some of them, yeah.
And they went in there, and my daughter was younger back then. This was before I even moved over to the shore. And then I come out the liquor store, and there's a guy asking for money. She gave me, $5, you know, as you do. And then in the car, I was putting my alcohol in the car and that. And then as we drove off, he was walking up with a can, and he went back under the tree, and he was there with another guy shooting the 2 cans, playing cards. And my daughter said to me, like, why would you give him money? Look, he just brought them. Like, see, like, that's a too, like, judgmental way. Like, why just, I don't know what he's been through. I don't know what he's been through, what's got him to that point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not here to, I'm not going to save him, but I was like, all I could do for that time was, like, give him that to get him by for, well, that's what he chose to do, and fuck, all good.
Yeah.
Even like people like, oh, you support crackheads, and I was like, I don't support
And
that, but I'm not, like, that's not my job to judge them. Like,
Judge them, bro.
they need money, and then, fuck, if they're going to come like, hey, sir, you want to walk? And they start working, they do a good job, it's like,
Yeah.
you
But
pay
I give it up to them just showing their face.
they want to Henderson.
And want to try, you know. They knock a like person hustle down, you know. I'd rather have him like we can see him. You rather see him, or you want him to disappear? Then he's in your pupils. I mean, that's plain. Like, you know, that's simple. 1 + 1 doesn't make 5.
What does it make, dude?
7. And we out. Thank you for the
7 psychos. 7
And we out.
psychos.
7 cycles.
7 psychos.
No, but I
that's
think
life.
everyone's journey is different, eh? Everyone has the
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
I think everyone's beginnings are different. Like, you know, like I figure, like you're saying, like you see the struggle of like when they watchers and like guys begging outside shops and that. Like, I give it up to those guys at school that used to always ask for stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And like we might have not have known it then,
Yeah.
but
They held
for
it down, bro.
to just stand outside the
They
tuck
had
shop
that,
line
yeah.
every day and ask,
Was he one of them?
"Do you have a dollar?" He's one of the victims. But like,
Was he one
you
of
got a dollar.
the lime drink? Eh?
You
Pam lime
you
drink.
got 10 cents. You got 5 cents. You got 20 cents.
The Pam lime drink. You're really shaking. Just straight gas.
But like, think about those guys. Like, I thought about it, and like, I think I saw something on another pod where the guy was talking about identity. Like, if you're not whakamat, you axe.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
You think you got nothing to be
Yeah,
it takes
mad,
a year.
but, but it takes a certain
It
identity.
takes a
as
year.
well.
It takes a lot.
Whereas
bro.
like, if you were born out west, like, and you're busing into school, but not knowing, oh fuck, do we have enough money to get a fee? Because otherwise we're gonna have to walk from innocent. It's like, nah, that's us. But then you bump into those guys at the tuck shop. You're like, fucking, do you give them your last coin?
I think they're your cousins, though. It's Tongan boys.
Shout out to your cousins, eh, doc?
Shout out to your cousins. What's their name again?
Penny is there, eh?
Standing there, like, put my stuff on my thing.
Mickey
Like,
Mula.
I just got this. And like,
Mickey
I saw you
Mula
put something in your
and-
bag. And like, they pull it out of the sauce roll. Nah, but I confident. I don't care. Fuck. Fuck, I'll chase you.
You know what's out of it? I've never seen anyone chase me just for a little donut
Venice,
like that.
shout out to Venice.
But this is
Yeah,
the
bro.
bush. And this is the other was the
Some
brothers.
gang.
Fuck, I forgot the names.
Like
Hey.
a little donut.
I was younger
I was
then.
holding it.
That's why my
My
son.
fingernails were gonna like.
I just enrolled my son back at Kelston.
He was like, I got
He
you.
moved out west. Shut up, you psycho. I took my son back at west now, and then he's like, bro, no school fees. They give you a laptop. Bro, lunch every day is free. I'm like, fuck, I wish this was back in our days, bro. We would have had all this trouble.
Straight up, eh?
Fuck, shut up,
Would have
man.
been at first class, first, third, and last period.
You talked about that void, and like, when I think about what happened at my school, there's no shame about it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and
It was cool. Like,
no one teased
Yeah.
you for
when it gets-
asking.
yeah.
It's just part of it. Everyone did it,
Yeah.
so you think it's just normal.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
ah.
Because no one say,
And that's where that word "stoli" came out. Because
Yeah.
if you're a stoli, oh,
But it's one thing to be stoli, but it's the next thing at school to be, what a stoli can. When you got that stoli can at the end of it, you're like, now that guy never shares.
well, the guy was always scamming, but then after we see him on his study break, and then he's across the road giving his coins to the prefect to go get him a pipe. Like, this guy, what do I eat, guy? I just ate my pipe. Oh, no, it's got the coins from
I did one story. These guys were getting ready for first 15. They were playing Messi. It was a pre-season game. Stitch gave me one more chance to be in Kelston. And they were getting ready, but I ran off. I think it was like reading. There's 1 hour of reading. I took off. I wanted ice cream at the shop. I went and grabbed the ice cream. And the first one, the first car they put up was Stitch. And then these guys were following the first 15 team in. They just stood there, and the Stitch was like, I want to see you in my office tomorrow. We got a game like that. And I was eating my ice cream. I was like, oh, yeah. They were Sio Lalo.
I know that guy's alright, eh? Because he was suck, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Stitchy.
I saw him at Hastings. I went with one of my usos there. His son played for the Hastings boys. I just heard that whistle.
The whistle way.
Yeah, I heard it and I was like, oh my God, I've heard that shit. And then at halftime, it was like, and then I was like, I looked, it was Stitch. When I looked at it, I was like, Stitch. And I caught him, I was like, Stitch. And his wife looked, because he's short, buckle. And he turned and looked at me and I threw out the custom thing and he smiled. I was like, no fefe.
I always been about D5, me and you.
Wait, you want
D5.
me fefe or custom?
D5 was a D5. Oh, informal way, the one we had to look
Oh,
at
in the
the
hole.
Look at the wall. Standing there, look at the wall. I remember this guy was, or you, I think there was someone here, but you're the answer. We'll say for 1 hour, we'll have to stand there. Stitchy comes along. You said by your last name, eh? Leat, what are you doing? Oh, fucking, yeah, so-and-so classes.
His whistle's bad, eh?
Get to training. Get to training. I was like, yeah, later, boys.
Mr. Lofalealo, bro. I need a shout out to him, bro.
Lafali.
Yeah, Lofalealo.
Lafali, no, he was
Lafali,
the
that's a Kelston Intimidator, but when I went to Kelston Boys, he took a lot of shoes away from me.
You can have your shoes.
He was just
Can't have my hats too.
He had a Cadillac.
Like a hearse, bro. It was like a
Hearse,
hearse.
like a hearse.
It was a hearse.
Yeah, hearse,
When you
eh?
see, I was like,
Shout out to all the Henderson,
Yeah, bro.
Henderson South
Go
Bay,
cruising,
Henderson
bro,
High
like-
guys.
we just got off the bus at 7:30. Who does that?
Hard to say.
He was like, just whistle, like, choose.
I wonder if he had any regret,
Yeah,
eh?
feet, like walking to customs.
I got walking to school. It's cold and
Serious
I didn't
talk,
have a
though,
jersey,
eh?
you know. I've read my own.
I wonder
I
if he
reckon he
had.
started that depression.
You reckon?
Nah.
I was like, you know,
I remember when it
like,
was IRP, he got angry with us.
he took it
We
in.
read this
Like,
one book.
bro, it wasn't even a
said,
flash
like,
one, eh?
my
It
little
was just no one, but it was like, bro, just come out my alleyway.
You see the
fucking
passes-
200 meters to school. Shit, I didn't have a jersey at the time.
Gee.
It was cold, eh? Like,
We got-
hey,
Hey,
what's up?
I've
Jersey.
been watching you.
Oh, shit.
We got that. He just
Walk
lined
to
us
school
up.
at the sea.
Boom, bang.
But that's heartless, eh? Like, that shit wouldn't ride these days.
Yeah, I know. Because
I mean,
you know, Mickey,
oh, we need that.
my son's
We
been
need
going to
that.
school. He's like, Dad, I need. I was like, what size are you? He goes, oh, but I want to do it. No, I ain't getting you a fitted jacket. Because look, you're growing so fast. Like, I'm going to get you a big one so you've grown to it. And he was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, but I've been wearing my black hoodie to school. The teachers don't even say anything. And I go, fuck, that's thicker. Eh? Like, in my head, I'm
They
like,
really,
that's
because they know he's your son.
thicker. And then I keep saying to him, like, why don't you go to the lost property? And he goes, we don't have that. I go, mate. every
Everybody
school
has a
fucking
lost property.
Let's go there. Let's go. Oh, my looking for my vest. Here it is. Here it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Here's my scarf. Here's my hat. Boom, out. Take it. And he was like, oh. But, you know, he doesn't have that, like how we were back then. He's like, oh, no, I can't do that. See too much at Long Bay, mate.
Yeah. Shout out to all the kids that used to inspire other kids who were too innocent to go half.
You know, I said to him with his lunch, what do you have for lunch? He goes, oh, we have butter
Shout out
chicken
to
there.
boss.
He goes, yeah, there was heaps left over there. They said to take it, but I was like, oh, and I go, take it for your brother. That's your dinner for tonight, man. So I can do a double shift. You don't know the customer is.
Well, that's good, eh? That's good that they heavily influence it, bring it into the schools.
Yeah,
It's been long overdue, man. Because apparently that program had been out in South Auckland schools for like 6 years
Yeah.
before it even came out west. Like, and that's on the back of the, you know, the kids can stuff, eh?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that had obviously been in the works to be rolled out.
Health building up. Well, it's good though, man. Fuck. And my other son's school, St. Leonard's probably, they're doing that too. It's like, oh, I'm like, oh no, the school fees paid, like the uniform, just wear any
Which is
black
good,
shorts. We supply this, the jacket. I was like, bro, like how much it takes off, you know, the burden of the parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When it was, my kids at North Shore, fuck, it was expensive, the fees and that. I was like, man. And then like, what do you want to do technology for? You're gonna be a fucking
Wait, I said cross.
Are you gonna do it? Or you gonna be a psycho? Tell me what you're gonna do.
I'm not a psycho.
The expensive fees, eh?
But you know, it's like fees are like, hey, are you sure
Hey,
you
man.
want to do it? They're like, oh, I want to try this graphic. I was like, nah.
Just tell them this.
Hey,
I
we
know
need to have a
where
talk.
I know
man.
where to dump the
This is
rubbish.
costing a lot of money. You know, you just go there and muck around, and next minute, like, oh, I decided, I just want to be, you know,
I just want to be like Michael.
I just want to be like Uncle Cow. Uncle Cow.
I just want to be like Michael.
But you know, it's like, fuck. But it's a one. That's one blessing coming back out west. Doing the free lunches, like, cause it adds up. You know, the last week, like on a Sunday, like, oh, babe, did you get the, you know, do the shopping? Did you get the school lunches? Oh shit! Then we got free kids, eh? And he,
Hey,
you know,
we got a bonus. we got a
but that
lifeline.
was like, oh, you know,
Government
that's one thing you don't have to
didn't
worry
Give
about.
us a lifeline.
Worry about that, and then the school fees. Oh, they have to worry with that. It's like, fuck. It helps big time.
Shout out to every parent that's trying to make everything work.
Yeah, like, what, you know, the cool thing about when you said you moved out west, even though we've been coming to you for the last however many years, like 7, 8 years, out to the shop, but like, I remember we recorded my first ever, what was it, pod that I done on my phone,
Yeah.
the Let's Talk.
Oh yeah.
And I remember you spoke about it. Hey, I said, and I think the question is, do you have a 5-year plan, and have you been working towards it? Like, you know? And I remember you said, in the 2 years, fuck, I'll move back out west. I was like, you fucking better, don't tell me, show me, nigga.
Hard.
And now that you're back out west, dogs. Bro, like I already told you, bro, I'm proud of you. Fuck. And like many things, man, like, not many guys hold their bond like that, like through their word, like, I want to come out west, bro, because home is where mum and dad is. Home is there, fucking, bro. You're always gonna be a Westie. And number 3, bro. There's no pies, bakeries, and island shops like that out that way, see?
You think I'll come back out west? I'll be skinny. Found a way. Found a way. Just got to eat more of their pies. Nah, yeah, that was. You know, I told you, docs. That was my. You know, when we talk, we just. They show me do it. Don't tell me, show me. It's like with your barber shop. When you want to do that, it's like, doc, I can do that. Just do it, docs. And he said, like, set the date. Boom, done. He did it, and then look, you know, still doing your cuts. To then, how
So I
many
love
people come
it.
through?
Love about your podcast, man.
Just getting shit
Consistent.
done.
Keep doing it, bro. Yeah, I don't know where they added that, but
Who would have thought you would have ended up on out that way, though, bro? Like, that's close, eh? It's only like 2 minutes. You were like 2 minutes before of you. Just down the road from your place, go. And now, even closer, eh? It's like 5 minutes.
There's over like for nearly 38, nearly 40, a couple of years. It's like fuck. It's like kind of like in my sense like a late bloomer, not late bloomer like you know we all go our own we got our own path in that, but
you said it.
want to come out west, and I was like fuck, I want to come out west, and if I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna buy a house out west.
So because they never grew up out west. They grew up.
Like a little bit out west, but yeah, not west though how we know west.
Yeah.
Pretty much all over the shore. Epsom, we moved to Epsom, and then over to Long Bay. And there's like last 7 years over there. So, bro, even it's hard for my kids. Like my boy, like he's right because he's kind of brown. He's brown, and he's like, and he hangs out with me all the time. So he's like, oh, God, I love Kelston. I love to like I know the way he is, so I know he'll adapt fast. My younger boy, he's my Balingi boy, but he's like an islander. Like, fuck, he's strong and that like an islander, but he's a white boy. And him going to his school, it was hard for him to adapt. He was like, oh, I loved it the first day. Next one was like, oh, they found out wrong classes. He's other class higher than him because where he was, he's more, you know, like more not intelligent, but more upper than the kids his. So they put him up, but he's not enjoying it because the kids are too old. Like they're not into the shit he's into, you know. So we had to talk to them to bring him back. Yeah, the social thing, yeah. And even him was like, "Dad, can I go back there? Like, there's no white boys." And I'm like, "Did you tell them you're Tongan, you're Samoan?" He goes like, "I told them." They just laughed and they go, "But what about your friend Boo? My best friend named Benny." Okay, that's your friend. Stay with Benny. Stick with Benny.
Stick to Benny.
Just make sure he doesn't end up like my breed.
Benny Lameki.
But you know, even that, just that, like, it's like, hey, you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna get used to it, and you're gonna gel in. It's just,
Yeah.
you gotta give it time. You know, I don't want it to be, pull him out if he's not happy, bro. That's kids experience. If it's anything like bullying in it, that's a different story. You know.
Yeah.
But if it's like,
That's
they understand me or they speak their language, I say, that's normal, son. That's normal. You're gonna,
Yeah, like I said to you, man, like Miki would get a culture shock, bro. Because
Yeah.
I remember when Keto went from Tiri, predominantly Palangi, 8% PI. I think it's 8% PI and Maori,
Yeah.
and then the rest is Indian, Asian, and Palangi. Bro, when she stepped into Henderson, it was like, whoa! It was like you just stepped into Niue, Tonga,
Yeah, like,
Samoa,
everything
all in
there,
one day, and like your eyes just be like, fuck, where's the Palangi kids, eh? There's none there. There were none there. So I was happy, like we always knew, like, fuck, you going to Henderson. That's the only way. I think I call it booganized. That's the only way your kids will get booganized.
Yeah.
Because when they get to high school, damn, it's gonna be like, oh, it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah.
Because I've had family that have gone from like Terry to was it Rangeview and then stepped into Custom. Like, what
Rangeview?
the fun is this? Like it's just foreign, eh?
Rangery.
Well, that's it. There's hardly any island kids at the school. You be like that one of like 24 students.
Yeah.
And that's obvious, bro. It's like culture shock, bro. It's
Yeah, it is.
But even for me coming back at West, it's like moving into like, West is always West. Whenever I can get off in the weekends, I come see mum and dad. You know, bring my kids over, and I'm only here for 1 or 2 days, and then I go back. Fuck, since I've been coming back, bro, and then I live here now. So I'm like, bro, it has changed big time, eh? It's now I'm getting me dogs. I want to build my fences. I want to fucking secure my house. I want to put cameras because the people that are walking past, bro, it just reminds me of like work, like drug induced clients. I just see them even daytime, bro. They're just walking past, arguing. I can look at them. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like if I'm not here, I might work. And my kids here, they're gonna be safe. So I can see like how West has changed big time since I last lived out West. It's not gonna make me want to leave, like, cause I love West hard out, and you're gonna get there everywhere. But it's just to actually see it, fucking daylight, and it's like, bro,
No, just go. It's all good. Yeah.
just leave me on the floor.
Keep going.
But then again, like where you were, because even like the compounds you've stayed at,
Yeah.
like when you were in Epsom, but that was a compound day because it's like all fenced off, away from the public sort of thing.
Hard.
And then when you went out to the show, it was like that was the wops.
Yeah,
Like,
that was the wops,
hey, you ain't gonna
yeah.
catch anyone walking the street around here.
Yeah,
You never
I mean,
catch Gull walking
yeah.
along the side street.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I
Catch
just
me
see
with
like
my
when
heater on
I
the
noticed
day.
it big time when I was
Kiss me
here.
with my heater on the.
I noticed, but it's not nothing that's make me like, oh man, I want to set up and move. Like, nah, I'm never like that. It's just kind of me kind of feeling like, fuck, West there's like, just like everywhere else has changed. I guess it's just like worrying about my kids, and if I'm at work, like I want to make it secure for them, and just peace of mind.
I'm gonna say this, docs, because I know like if we don't manifest, then like how we always talk,
Yeah.
like ideas, like ideas in the work, and like if we didn't talk about it, keep reminding each other, hey, when are we gonna do this? When are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Like I love that you said that this is you got a home out west now, but like long term and like a bigger picture, like you'd love to look after your in-laws too. If you can, because they're getting on as well.
Yeah, hard.
But like, bro, like for you to think like that, like what's made you think bigger like that now? Like knowing that, like, oh, I got my place on west now, but if I can, if we are like, or like you sounded like, nah, you're determined, like that's what you want to do.
hard.
Eh?
Yeah.
Because I love that what you'll show your kids is like, man, your families, they're not around forever,
Yeah.
but if you can make life better for them,
Yeah.
and by taking them in, like another less worry to pay, like pay for living and that,
Yeah.
like that's what I see the kids will learn from. Eh?
Not hard. Yeah, it's just like giving back, dogs. They're what they've done for me. All the places they stay with, they always like reflect back and think like, fuck, you guys, like when you guys had houses and that, I could have bought years ago, but mine's not there. Time's not right. It happened now, but in that time they were the ones there like supporting me and my wife and my kids. And then when I went from job to job, it's just, you just look at us like, are they getting older now? It just leading, like, reassuring them, like, hey, it doesn't matter when you guys ready to retire or whatever, or just drop down to whatever part time. You're gonna have a place to stay, and yeah, man, that's how we do, man. For my wife, she didn't even bring it up, and I'm like, that's your mum, and your stepdad. So I shouldn't even be saying this, but that's the way we've been brought up, the way my parents are. I was like, fuck, that's the least I could do to help your family. And then she goes, oh yeah, there'll be now she's all for it. It's cool.
I love that you shared it because like I felt like I was watching a podcast with figures Mike Tyson and Oscar De La Hoya, and they talk about how they made their millions, but they never got to spend it on their parents because either they'd passed away. But like I thought about like because now that the kid is working and stuff, like sometimes she goes, I've got it, Dad. I love the intent, but in my heart it's like, let me do this, or like when I offer, let me keep doing it till I can't, sort of thing, And then I wanted to play part because I feel like she's too young to sort of worry about life, like bills, day-to-day stuff, and like. Yeah, I just like when I heard you say it, Docs, I just thought, man, that's beautiful, man. Like that goes to show, like I think that's our natural feeling of how we want to be, as people. Is like to give back to our parents or like give back to the ones who looked out for us. Like it's like paying it forward, but almost like reaping the blessing of like what you've sown, Because bro, that moves me so much. I thought, fuck, bro, that goes to show like how life can change, and how our time on earth is limited.
Yeah, we're limited. We don't know. Yeah, I always think about that. Just to give them the best option. They might have other plans, or something else better comes up. But it's just letting them know now that hey, you don't have to work forever. Like when you guys want to drop down or whatever, then yeah, come. Well, give us a notice and then we'll prepare it. Prepare
Yeah,
the house for you, you know.
I love that, docs. I think that's how we should all be, eh? We should all be. I think the example you set for your kids is by doing exactly what you're speaking about, man. Like, you never put it, you just got to put almost into like an actual set plan in the time frame.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I started doing those Let's Talk, it was like nice to just engage in those 5 questions and just sort of just follow up without being those, nice guy, but just a more of a, how are you, docs? And like, oh man, so where we at now, you know? And I've done a few of them. And it's nice to see the boys that have been on and had a chat with me, that they are moving towards their goals and stuff.
We always have to challenge ourselves, eh? Like, even if it's not at work, but just, like, I'm only new to buying my house, but, you know, we thought someone was, fuck, what am I going to do? And a lot of time that I can think about is, you know, me, I'm a drinker, and I drink, and even if I drink by myself, someone, hey, you drink by yourself? Fuck, I'm used to it. I've drank 7 years over the North Shore. Some of the boys come now and then. Fuck, I'm used to it. And that's the best time for me to reflect and think about things, eh?
Yeah.
Think about what I want to do.
Each
like,
for
fuck,
their own, eh?
you know,
Each
fuck
for their
this.
own.
How am I going to get this
Everyone
house? How am I
has
going to
their
do
own.
this? What I want to do, you know? So that's
I'm
what
a long
I'm at
drinker.
the stage now. Like, what am I going to do in my house? Like, what can I do to add value to it? At least thinking about the mortgage rates do drop. Fuck, can I make big on it? 'Cause I think I can make big, but I don't know how it is gonna go. I was like, fuck, at least if I can do it up, maybe I can buy a bigger place or get a big place for all my family to stay at. You know, those little things. Like, at the same time dreaming, but still sense of realism.
Hey man, sorry, I had it on my break, but I was dreaming that. All I can say to someone there, like dreaming, just dream big, man. You never know. Put your mindset into it, you'll be shocked. You actually will be shocked. I'm a living proof. I was talking about my inner self for a long time now. Got people wearing it. I got a lot of people wearing it, like that little vision that I had when I was down and out. Yeah, it was ugly in that, but it was my escape.
What do you think triggered that, dude? Like
Depression.
Like what do you feel got you into that mindset? Like, we've all talked about it. Like, all of us has like done a lot about it.
I reckon, yeah.
But what was it like? What was the events that got you into that place?
I had a few events like in life in that, like me not being with my kids in that. That was the hardest one, and that set it off. And then, yeah.
But what were
That
you
was the main one.
Like, what were you thinking about? Like, you not being with the kids?
It hurt me. It's hard. It's hard. I just trying to, where I can do it. Oh, build a wall. Stay solid to the wall. But that wall crumbles. You know, I'm sorry, my bad. But it crumbles. But if you have built that wall and have, as time goes easier, that wall will get solid. Not everything is easy in the first time. Sometimes you have to knock 3 times to get in. You know, knock 3 times. Nah.
But how did you feel coming out of it though? Because like, I feel like you know, being in that frame of mind, it's dark. Eh? I know it gets dark. Like I've openly shared that up. But I was like, when I reached out to the boys and told them like, fuck, I'm not in a good headspace. Like, and like that's why I feel blessed to be able to sit with cams on this side of the camera and be able to say, like, man, like I've never, like, you know, I was saying stuff to my kids that fuck I would never say it, but not even my wife realized. Like, she just, well, where the fuck would you say something like that? Those were the sort of things that, the moments in my head that were happening. Like when I said something like, fuck, he's making me so mad, I just want to wrap this car around and like crash this into a tree.
In the tree and that. Yeah.
In my head, they were like, I didn't think nothing of it. It wasn't until someone said it to me, like, did you say that you would crash the car?
Yeah.
Like, it was like I had to hear it.
That's what I said, like,
You know?
earlier what I said was like, sometimes we get overwhelmed what we say in that And it's hard in that because we're all humans and that. And it's hard too. Like when you're angry, it's on the point. Whatever you feel in that, you'll say it. But you don't see the downfall. It's like the downfall of like your comment said to that of your kids in that. Yeah, and I'm a living proof of it. Like family violence or everything. Like,
but it's good to say that because like how you kind of break it like with our little chat group with us, our Titanic group. You know how we just open up. Like, how are you, my dogs? Miss you, my niggas. Like
yeah,
just hearing that,
like
you know,
yeah.
and you know, like, oh fuck, true. Like we talk and then, how are you, my dog? Fuck, miss you, nigga. And I'm like, fuck, miss you too. It's like, you know, it's it kind of like a.
Do you miss me?
Whatever you're going through, like, you know, at the time you might be going through little things, you know, little squabbles. But you know, as us men, we don't like, we think about it as it's there, but it's not a big thing. Like a lot of times to our wives, it's not a big thing. It's like, oh, you know, that's normal. But it's like to us, we take on that duty of that's us to sort out. We sort that out. But just having their voice or just to check up, you know, like you guys always talk about. I've seen it on your podcast all the time, just checking up on each other. That's the thing that fucking helps everyone, all the boys. Or just a simple text. What's up?
Yeah.
What's
Like
up,
well-being, they just
what up
checking
to?
in.
You know, that we would say that, like, you know, like fucking, we're just like, how are you? Miss you, nigga. That's how we say it. That's how we talk. It was like, fuck, miss you too. Like, let's catch up. Let's catch up coffee. The other time I always say like, have a beer. Let's have a beer. I have a feed. I was like, oh fuck, we'll do that beforehand. But you know, we get together and it's fucking just let loose and just say what's in our mind, bro. And then a lot of the time, bro, that's all it is. Just having like what you guys are doing now, is that platform to speak what you want to speak,
Especially
and it just boom, it just brings you back to bay, and you're like, okay, I've got a new week, and then you know,
I like
can I book in for next week?
Yeah.
I like
This
this.
is cheaper than therapy.
I like tapping what they were saying, Ducks.
You know, like that buzz. Like, but it's, a lot of guys won't speak up because
they won't, because
you know, they'll just hold it.
Them.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not in them,
since I've
and
started,
it looks like a cuddly way, or like you know, like you took that easy route of it, but
Yeah.
and it's hard too, because I see like my father figures in that as growing up, they didn't talk.
Yeah.
You know, like we all see our father figures.
Yeah.
I want to label it as our father figures because we look up to them. They won't talk.
Mm.
And it was harder because, and they grew us like, we can't talk. So, and that kind of stuff is like, it should be spoken, because there's a lot of people, like, when it goes that deep of people committing suicide in that, on your own community in that, and people are not scared to talk.
especially the highest rate in the world, eh?
It should be opened up, bro.
And then everyone's like,
Is that
New Zealand's beautiful, come here, and like, fuck it, come here.
Every
fuck,
time I
wanna
talk,
see
I wanna
suicides.
cry.
Like, it's like, fuck, it doesn't add up, eh, bro? Like, what's fucking up? Where are we going wrong? Where's this money going? You know, sure.
Because you know what I felt, man? Like I say stuff in the heat of the moment. And
you think about it.
nah, so my mummy would
When
say
you're in
stuff.
the room, you think about it like, what?
Nah,
What did I call this? Like Biggie Smalls.
like when I'm on empty out the clip, right? When I'm on empty out the clip, that's me. Fucking, I never check whatever the fuck. If I've said it on the empty out the clip, I processed it in my head before it came out. And like we've had the comments corner, people say, oh, you know, when you seem more empathetic, shit like that. It's like, I've said it, that's my point of view. However you take that in.
Take it.
How you
Each
break
for
it
their
down.
own. Each
Yeah,
for their own.
you know, that's up to you.
life.
But like, for example, if I've said something, because I'm ita, I've got in the mem to the point like, fuck, I'm so mad. And then my wife just said, well, they words, man, sometimes you can't take the words back. Where does it get like proper to be like, okay, if you're ita, should you say that you're ita, or should you just shut up? You say it. The way I've said, like, fucking express it and just get it out. Because if I sat on it,
You say a drink up.
no, that's the thing.
Yeah, you
You
say
say it, say
well,
it,
we're
say
known
it,
for
eh?
that. eh?
But
But what you said,
Well, I
But a lot
told
of
you,
the
like,
time- a lot of the time
they
it comes
glass
out.
bottle, like,
It comes out.
That's when they'll come
that's
out.
the thing. It comes out. It usually comes out when you're drinking.
Yeah,
You know, where it's
They were
like
like,
the
well,
whole
well,
thing is
well.
like don't wait to get kona to say it. Like, say it beforehand, eh?
That's but you know what I mean? Doc?
Life's too short to talk.
I don't drink. I don't
Life's
drink.
too
Eh?
short
I
to
hardly
talk
drink.
shit.
Yeah.
So if I've said it in the moment, and it almost sounds like, people going to twist it. You sound like you're manipulating the situation by saying like emotional shit and coming passive aggressive by saying it all. But it's like, if I just kept that to myself and just held on to it for a long time, that'd probably be worse coming out later on.
It's going to be in there, just fucking brewing. It's brewing.
Yeah, man.
Stirring the pot every weekend, and then all of a sudden it's going to come in. What the hell?
Oh, that's it, but
I wanted to say it,
But yeah, that's exactly why I love Inside the Clip too, because that's a chance for us to
Totally.
talk about stuff that happens.
first go.
You know,
There might be a Tupac kind of verse.
and don't hold back.
Yeah,
Just say something,
yeah.
because the thing for me is like, I'm thinking about something. I want to say it out loud. You know, and if people don't agree with it, why don't you agree with it? I want to know that too.
Yeah.
Because maybe I missed something.
Yeah, that's
Maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
And you know, I need to be open with the whole conversation.
What the conversations? Like,
Yeah.
It's
Because how do I learn?
Yeah.
You know, if you
You
don't
know,
know,
square,
if you don't say anything, how are you supposed to learn?
Big time. Some of them were just like our ways, or
Yeah.
once we hear their feedback, and they were like, "Oh, well, stop being negative with me." Like, fuck, I'm trying to be positive, but I'm just trying to express how I'm feeling. You're feeling like that, like, "Oh, jump on, cat, jump on," or like, "Fucking, can we video call you in fucking South Africa, or wherever you're from, jump in."
Because I can see where things are going. Because as soon as you have opinion, people are gonna say, "Nah,
Yeah, it's always like that.
shut you down. We want to close your account, close all your Facebook,
Shout out to Never Sio Lalo.
platform."
Yeah,
Like
harder.
the Cabo-
It's always like that, eh?
The compliment on this podcast is that he said what he felt, and then he got shut down for it, and then everyone joined it. But it's like, all right, so in your profession, what I got from it is like, in your profession, if you're not happy and you're willing to take the money, you can't express what you really think. That's wrong, eh?
Yeah.
That's wrong on so many levels,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know that the guys above you are fucking shit, and you held on to that, and someone goes, "He's the man," eh? I'm like, no, he's fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying it like that, because fuck, he owned it. He said, bro, it came from my mouth.
Yeah.
But then you see how like they can take something like that and turn it into something big. And it doesn't even, bro.
Big time.
It's just fuck. Always taken like that, eh? Either out of context or just
media,
like,
yeah, the media does shit, eh?
oh, bro.
But that's
Same
key,
thing,
man.
But that
I
like
seen the thing today, but about the what's it the Malolo gonna fight with Polo, and then they said something about respect. And then I was like, it's always that link, and I jump on it, and then it's like, you need to pay $1 or something to see it. And I'm like, nah, fuck, I'm gonna find a way to find it.
He's got the cheats for it. He's got the cheats for it.
I'm
Like,
not, he was
So
like,
you gotta
I ain't paying shit.
I need to see your account.
What is always
I
come
need
up on
to
my
see your
account?
account.
And they know what they lucky.
I need to see your
They know
account.
what I
Send your
lucky.
account over
And I was
here.
like, no, I don't care. And I was like, oh, all that
Guy
says
clicking
respect.
on
And I was like,
anything, eh?
no, but because that I was like, fuck, what's going on?
Is that
And then the
article-
respect, and I was like, oh, it's all I took. I was like, I read the
Oh, you were
comments,
like, whoa.
and I'm like, no, that's Doc also. And I was like, oh, obviously it's like they're not gonna fight. I didn't even read the article. I didn't get to. I didn't pay the $1 or something. It was like they don't fight respect and this, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's good on them. Like,
but Polo would dust him up, I reckon.
Yeah.
yeah,
Polo's got a good chin. Especially for someone who took a short fight. I noticed when he fought Gallon.
yeah.
I reckon. Oh,
I reckon that's Polo.
I
Who's
reckon they should just do like I've read in the comments.
I reckon
Like, do like
it's
the
respect.
Island boys fight the Aussie boys.
oh yeah.
Have a fight night like
Bro,
that.
just imagine that
I
card.
reckon he's just
Yeah.
the one
Junior
that
Pangai,
burst
eh,
MMT.
Pangai Polo,
Pangai,
Tomololo,
Tomololo.
That's
fucking
true
Fafita.
thing, eh?
Oh,
They run away
Tau
from
Maka,
oh, Tevita Maka.
the psycho,
Psycho.
Psycho. I might be drunk when I fight, but we fight.
Well, you may feel it, though. It's all good.
As long as they all wearing near Sio Lalo, it's all good.
Bro, honestly, for that one day, Docs, you know, he should try and get it. He should get into Sam, bro. Hey, get one of those boys to wear something. You never see a lot on the
Yeah,
back,
huh.
bro.
Yeah, bro. Help Sam.
My one's like, I would like to.
Look at the camera and ask Sam.
Sam,
Sam Tutubo. Sam.
I don't
Sio
know.
Lalo. He wants to be in for your fat card docs.
No.
Can we make it
Have
happen?
to, bro.
Can
Have
you make it
to.
happen? Ask him.
He'll do it, bro. He'll do it, man. We gotta get him on here
They
first.
just threw me or something.
Yeah.
Man, I was on a Sunday
Sam will
drinks.
jump
I
on,
was
bro.
like, came over here to do
Who
it.
best knows Sammy Ducks? He'll jump on.
Cams, help me out. Please don't lie no Richie. Please don't lie no Richie. I'm gonna follow the thing. But yes, yeah. Shout out to God.
Speaking of fighting, was
Forever.
Israel fighting today? Is he fighting today?
Oh, yeah, the rematch, wasn't it? Is it a rematch?
Is it
yeah, the
today or-
rematch, eh?
Yeah, it's a rematch.
Is it Azania?
Mm.
I
It's
didn't watch it,
fighting
eh?
today.
What do you
He was
I saw-
fighting that
January.
Pereira, eh?
Did
Did
Joshua fight this morning? Did he won, eh?
I don't know. I
I think
started
he won. I
watching
saw
the
the
heavyweights.
thing that came up with.
I started watching heavyweights when Deontay got cheated. When the Undertaker movement.
Can we do Uber Eats here?
Are you
I'm
sure?
hungry.
Yo,
I'm hungry.
Gomez,
I want to drink.
Gomez living by himself at the moment, man. You should know one to cook something for him.
Yeah.
It says, next week. Next Sunday. Alex Pereira.
Oh, is it next week?
Next Sunday.
So they never take, anyone listening, man, they never take Sports Discovery Ave with his dates.
Now, thank you for having us.
Now, we got to ask some serious questions, man. No, because
I thought we just finished, man.
you're talking about your depression state, right? Like, because we talked about it,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
in the garage. You know, the
My
drunk
bad.
talks. Everyone
I was
talks about
trying to
that,
run away from that, but yeah.
but everyone's
Show
talked
me.
about it.
Show me my piece.
When you were saying that, like, when you've been through your depression and you talked about it,
Kim, I drank this guy's cans. They tell him.
I'm gonna give him a hiding. In
Nah, but like
what other events happened? You said that the
He's-
kids left.
kids left. That was the biggest one. Like, there's no ultra one. Like, I'm alright getting partner left and that, but when your kids, you don't have your kids. There's a routine that you do every morning, and you miss it. And it's up to the person if they can dwell on it or move it on. Like, it's up to you. And it was hard. And I turned to alcohol. Like I turned to alcohol hard. Like, I tried to hide it through alcohol and that, but there's no hiding from it. When you see it, like, they're still living. Like, you can be wasted on someone's birthday or something, but your kids are still living there. Like, yeah. So it just taught me patience. That's what it really did. Like, man, it was hard too. Anybody that doesn't know patience, if you stay in your house, go lock yourself in a little room, sit there for a week by yourself, and have pictures of your kids. That's how bad I was. Like, I miss my kids.
It's crazy you said it like that, man. Because I spoke to someone.
It is.
He told me
truth.
that's
true.
similar to what someone told me about when
And
they
it's
were
about
going through
time
the
someone
lockdown.
spoke about it.
Like the lockdown, when we went through the lockdown, and they said that it was all the uncertainty, and like this one individual told me, like, man, I'm glad that everyone can feel that, because that's what I've been feeling through my depression.
Yeah.
With my marriage breakup and not being able to have my kids, that's just a taste of what it feels
Just to
like.
hear.
And
But it's
it's hard
everlasting
to understand
too.
it.
Yeah, it goes on too. Like, when you go to barbecues and there, like, hey, Dad, and you want to turn your head,
Yeah,
but it's not your kids.
yeah.
You got to think about it.
But
I'll leave it. Yeah.
What if it is your kids?
But you didn't know.
Where did Mickey put his rubbish? I want to leave that one. Where did this guy put his rubbish? Before we kept it, we got to find this rubbish stash. Nah, but yeah, it's
How you
hard.
now? You still see the kids now?
Yeah, I still see my cousin there, but just that bit. Like, shout out to people that's going through it. Because there's heaps of unspoken kind of stuff. Whether if you're wrong or right, don't hold your kids away from the other partner, bro.
Big time,
They
eh?
need parents,
Big time.
or the streets will take them. And it shows it. Like, and it shows in life. But it was hard. It's forever hard. And I'm still battling it too.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it, Docs, when you were
Yeah.
saying that,
It's forever hard.
like you
That's
being in
hard.
the gym with your son, and I remember you saying it to me, Docs, if I don't step in and at least have some sort of influence on
The
him,
streets will take him, yeah. He stays in South Auckland. I'm West. There's more high, like more high crime rate where he stays. And plus I don't see him. The last one I want to do is like kiss my son's forehead because he got, he died. Any parent, but it's pretty sad. Sorry, I'm crying in that part. It really touches feelings, for any parent. So whoever's like, that comes over this, never Sio Lalo. Keep your head up. It's hard. It's hard. But we're going to fight it. Everyone's got their own battle.
That's what I love about the dogs. It's real talk, man. That's
Can you edit my voice to make it stronger?
Yeah, like do the that voice. Molly's voice.
But where's my Nah, but yeah, like anyone's that going through that kind of stuff, bro, shout out to you. I love you. Keep positive. Family is first. Yeah, there's nothing else you can say, man.
Have people around you that you can rely on, or you can offload to. That's the main thing, bro.
It's so easy to.
That's the biggest.
It's
thing.
so easy to jump off rails and especially when we got kids like that. The last thing we want to do is like go to like a funeral and it's your son, and you never like spend time and
What I love about when we say that, like make sure you got someone to offload to.
Yeah.
Man, because I've been past some hospital passes sometimes, but 90% of the time, if the
Did he
ball
pass
is in
you
the
one?
right position, doc.
Did he pass you one?
He's very.
I
But
know I passed you a
If
few times.
if you get the
I know,
hospital,
I
you got
passed
hurt. It's like like fucking. They're like, oh sorry. It's like, oh shit, that's We'll go again. We'll go again.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's someone was there to offload to the fucking hell, mate. But that's the main thing about it, just having that support to offload to and just talk, even if it's like
consistent, bro. It's hard. Everybody's got their own journey in life. We all got our own problems in there, but just stick to it. Whatever means to you, stick to it.
one thing I found, docs. Like I got my, we are close knit boys that I talk to. The one thing that I found the most, I find the most when I work, is hearing my clients what they're going through, and then me talking to them and me telling them, even if it's just then like they're going through their own shit, the medication and that, but even just for me to tell them. And then for them to like, fuck that, like whatever state they're in, and they say that, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, even to say like, what would you do? Like for them to tell me, I'm like, bro, sometimes it's like I think like, fuck, yeah, true, like, why don't you just address it this way rather than that way, bro? A lot of the time it's like I don't have to go outside of where I'm working. It's like everything is there. It helps me big time. So. That's pretty much what I always say. I love my job. Like, I love my job because I'm helping them, and at the majority of the time they're helping me too. They're helping me too. Like, or they say things like, "Oh, you're lucky you get home. You got kids." I tell them my kids, and they got kids. Like, "God, I just can't wait to get home to my kids." I'm like, "Fuck, honestly, bro, I've never been your sister, but that would kill me." Or I'll say to them like, bro, honestly, if I was you, I would knock out all the PAs here. But being real with them, because I know but they're like, fuck yeah. I'm like, yeah. But because I already built their rapport, like, but we're good. Feels like, fuck, because I don't want them to knock me out. Like, I want, and then they know I got my kids, like, they want me to go home to my kids. So I'm like, bro, all I want to do is I just want to have a good shift, bro. And not go home to my kids. And I'm going to make your shift the best I can. But just that those little things that people don't know about, like working in mental health. It's like, yeah, bro, like pull those, bring them food, If the islanders, like, fuck, if it's a Sunday gongai, or you're gonna make a raw fish or more, like, do the slow ones. Yeah, got your feed. You got no family coming all the way from Hamilton or whatever. It's like, bro, we all got hearts, man. You feel for them. They bro, you look after them, they look after you, and then on the outside too, when you see them,
Just stop being a cunt, eh?
fuck, a sticker.
Just stop being a cunt, bro.
There's
Just
better
have a
work stories.
cunt,
Yeah. Nah,
What am I saying is just
I remember
stop
one
being a
time we
cunt.
were on the bus, bro. It might have been your birthday, and I remember the music went off, but then you shared that.
Yeah.
Like that's what you shared. You shared that, man. You know how this job makes me feel, like, and why I love it, and why I can see myself retiring in this job, docs. It's like, fuck, you know, when you hear like the nurses sort of build up the person coming in, and then you'd be like, what? And I remember, I can't remember if it was a lady or a man, but I remember you said like, man, and all they wanted was just a feed. They just wanted a feed, dogs, and like they can't eat this. And they Islander, they wouldn't grow up on this fucking balangi food and shit. All it was is like, fuck, I had leftover and I had some corned beef in the car.
Yeah.
And once I brought it in, bro, like their eyes lit up. Like to me, like, you know, when I wanted to start doing the hampers and stuff for the KOB, like it was that resonated with me to be like, bro, when these people lose family members, what are we doing to give back to them to put a smile on their face for that season? You know, and I remember he said all you did was just a feed, man, and bro, that person went from being like whatever the night said to being like, man, oh, thank you so much. Like that's all they wanted. It was just a feed. Like stories like that, those are the sort of things that make you. Then it checks you, you know, it makes you feel like, bro,
and
we take all this shit
and
for
the
granted.
self checks you yourself too, like.
It's not the self checking again.
No, but it does, like, you know, like, it self checks you yourself. Even though I'm drinking in there, but
That's we all know, hey,
That's
probably
what I was
boys,
talking.
big thing is food, bro. Like, fuck, that's comfort. Like, bro, if you ain't got your family there and you're stuck in a place where you're like, fuck, I'm gonna take a puna. Fuck, I'm meant to be out west. Like, bro, straight was like, either I'm gonna party all these white guys here or these Asians or whatever, but they fucking relate to one guy, and he's the first guy that's gonna say to me, are you hungry? He's like, oh, are you? I got us, you know, like, bro. Then we're gonna go from there, and then I'm gonna make the rest of my stuff sweet, and then, you know, build that rapport with him, and everyone else can be like, oh, shot. At the same time, it was like, oh, play up, I need some overtime. Nah, that's another. Yeah, but as it gets like that, though, it's just like, fuck, feed them, because I just picture myself in there, like, fuck.
Yeah, that's it, eh?
I'll rack up everyone here if I'm eating, I shouldn't be here. Because a lot of them come to, I shouldn't even be here. And it's like, bro, I didn't bring you here, brother. Trust me, bro, I didn't bring you here, man. You came with him. But while you're here, I don't know how long, but till you seen by a doctor, and you've come on a Friday, they all gone home, you're going to be here till Monday. All I can do is offer you, I'm here on the whole weekend. This is the best day that I can give you until you're seen by the doctor. Do you want to feed? You're like,
what happens if you do that? Ding, 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 ding.
it's always like that, eh? Like,
They
fuck,
took
and
the
you
training.
know that once you have a good
Everybody-
feed, then you're more positive to take your medication, and
We got all week to
then
wait
you have
for
a
the
mohe.
doctor.
Like, I'm like, fuck, I'll
Sorry.
do the same thing, you know? Have a good feed and sweet. Play some table tennis. Let's do some pads. Or take them out there. Like, fuck this. Fuck the cops. And yeah, I know, bro. Hit the bag. Pull up my, because I always have my one there. Oh, you know how we used to do pads? Hit the pads. Something to relate with them. Like, same time, I was like, fucking getting me tired too. Like, fuck, fucking two-way street. That's good.
I don't know about the two-way street.
Shut up, you psycho.
That empathy, it comes with
Yeah.
just having experience, knowing the other side, and just getting an understanding of it. Because a lot of the empathetic stuff comes from people that don't understand something
Yeah.
else. So you're scared of it, and you don't know what to say, so you just put it down.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you said when you first started working, you
Yeah.
man, I don't want to work with these mental camps.
Yeah, bro.
But then just being there, involved, and just knowing, oh, fuck, so that's what it's like. And, you know?
And I feel like in this industry, we need way more brown boys, because the way it's going, because I work there and I work out west too, on my casual at West Horse. When I come out west, it's a total different ball game to working out on the shore. Different clients, I can relate to these clients more better because we're brown and that. But when shit hits the fan, it's like, bro, it's you know, like you gotta have the ones you can relate to them to calm them down. Because a lot of times they ain't gonna listen, especially if they're drunk. Especially if they're drunk and juice, bro. Like, it's hard, but
Like, I want to jump on that wagon with you, bro, and push PIs to get into it. Because there'll be so many guys, like, even if there's
They don't
someone
know
who
about it.
watches,
Yeah.
people that know, like,
They
you know, if you can look after your family well, and
Yeah.
you're that big cousin that when people get out of
Do
hand,
that,
you're
yeah.
the one who does the stern eyes and says, "Shh, hey, that's
Yeah,
enough."
Yeah.
But your heart is pure. Like, you wouldn't hurt a
Yeah.
fly. Like, these are the sort of people that belong on this industry, man.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them will always relate to, like, oh, everyone's got their drunk uncle,
Yeah.
the one who has a few cans and fucking won't shut up, and then you get up and you be like, oh, Neff, I'm sorry. Like, that's what you need, eh? But even how you said, like, if you came across and you had Indians and Filipinos in that role,
Yeah.
and you got the big island dude who comes in, straight away you're going to be like, bro, this isn't going to be a tough night, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, islanders have that natural
Yeah.
caring nature anyways, eh?
I guess it's like, yeah, we're working with people, especially when they come in and when they're real bad, you know, like, no disrespect to, because where I work, docs, I got my Filipino mafia. That's why I call them. I go, Filipino, I got my Filipino. And they're fucking the hardest workers I've seen, eagles. But then I always think if it was at West, like, West is different, you know, they're just raw. It's raw at West. So it's like, you need those brown boys there, like, that can relate to them. And a lot of the times it's like, fuck, you guys are hiring people like this, but it's not suitable for this job. Like, or in my head, almost you putting me at risk. Like, you know, I want to come to work. I want to feel safe. I don't want to come here to work and like, how come there was 2 boys on this side on the morning shift, and then the PM shift is just me, and then the night shift there's 2 again. Something's not adding up. Like, oh no, you'll be right. They say I'll be right.
That
because
assumption of risk.
I'm
sort of
just
thing,
a
yeah.
male. I'm a male, and like, fuck, you know, like that. Like, fuck. All it takes is one from the side. Boom, I'm out. Who's gonna feed my family? Fuck. Nah.
You know, a lot of our PIs are in corrections. Would they be the perfect kind of person?
I
to do your
heard
job?
either Mason, the heaps of the boys that were working with Noni and that, Chris, they're Mason now. A few of them, I know a couple of the boys, and I heard there's more coming there. Maybe for more like safer there, and knowing that you got numbers. And I always thought, fuck, working in stab-proof vests and that. I hate wearing uniform. I like my job, like, just wear mufti, eh? So
Do you wear mahi?
Yeah,
Do you wear mahi?
on my head.
But like I was saying to Av, that's why I said to Avi, like, ooh, fuck, you know,
Just that buzz.
look at, like, because he's doing security now, monitoring. But I said, fuck, man, if you can get your foot into doing mental health, but you'll be good at it, man.
That's
You'll be real
better,
good
yeah.
at it, you know.
That was part of my vision of Never Sio Lalo, of tapping into their mental health. Anyone that they can do it, run a program, I'll give you full. That was my main thing. I like food. And I like people. That's my main thing when I first jumped out, and whoever I was drinking with, or whoever said, I was like, bro, I like food. Never Sio Lalo was a big ass thing. We've been saying it for ages, but that's like mental health and that. There's one tune that I want to get into. Someone can get into it like that. Put their own chapter. I always said that my first one, whoever said that, I think, I always wanted a food truck because I like barbecue, and I got sponsored. Well, Vision like hit me. It was like, you know, Manukau. They had this every Saturday. Coleslaw, potato salad, $5 plates, but it was selling fast. In my head, I was like, damn, I won't mind that. I love Never Sio Lalo that. Oh, sorry.
Maybe I hope you know, man.
Yeah, but never.
Especially with your coleslaw. Big coleslaw.
I started accents again. Do my coleslaw, but that was my first one.
That's why I know it's made.
Then remember I told
Nah,
you.
you know what?
Coleslaw.
I already said
I'm
that
gonna
shit.
put the Docs, I'm gonna put the challenge down right now. And it's on recording, man. I'm gonna hold you accountable. So when this airs, when it goes up onto YouTube, we're
When
gonna
I
have
get
a,
it, like
we're gonna
a
have big food, Docs.
flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Docs, because I've already told Kenz I want to wrap up. I want to wrap
I
up
want
in
to
May.
shop of
Yeah.
that.
I told Kenz, like, you know, I need to do some family stuff, but I'm gonna wrap up in May. But by the time this goes to air, Docs, we're gonna get together. We're gonna connect. We're gonna network, and we're gonna put something in place, man. Because you know me, Docs. If I hold you accountable, I'm gonna be that guy who just keeps knocking on the door to fuck open the door. Like, let's do this. Let's do this. But Docs, like, you're gonna have a lot of time from now to where this is to put something in place, bro. Just do it, dogs. Jump 2 feet. You know me. There's no such thing as fuck half-fast. If it's half-fast, dogs, it's gonna be as
the limit.
it's gonna be as good as you want it to be, right?
That's the true thing.
Yeah. Well, if it's Elo, it's Elo. And
it's
what's
Elo,
the weirdest thing when it's on here and when it's a barber giving her scope on it and saying, "Oh fuck, it was Elo." Right?
I like that. I like it.
You don't want to be never see Elo.
Yeah.
You do not want to be never see Elo, bro. But I mean,
Give
bro,
it a go.
do it, man.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
But that was my first
I reckon you
visit.
should do hungies, dog.
It was a barbecue thing. I love
Yeah.
I need a
barbecue.
big cooker. I need a big cooker.
You already got one, Binati. Just give Binati one, bro. Drop it. We gotta do a date, man.
Yeah, but that was my first one. Was a barbecue.
Because I know in Canada, we want to get some funding, right? And like I said to me, bro, we should do like a karaoke or do like a social. But you know, last night we don't want to do the catering.
I reckon Kim's bro.
If you guys did the catering and cut
hit
us
it-
in on a percentage, man,
hit it
fucking
all in one, bro.
bro. He's gonna make a
Barbecue,
killing, docs.
Everything like shops and bro, just hit on one.
One-stop shop, man.
Yeah.
But you need the pop-ups. We need
Sounds
the
like a ram-
pop-ups.
sounds like a ram raid.
Nah, it's hard in there, but if it's
We
fun
just
to,
had it
like,
where you hide your rubber stamps, docs.
yeah, this
Right
what I
next
was
to his
like,
coleslaw.
also, this was like this my one, like my original thing of never Sio Lalo. I saw enough plates being sold, $5 plates. I was gonna get chicken back, barbecued. Not like hit on that.
Yeah.
Galo. Fries or chicken wing or something and a sausage. $5 plate. Boom. Move. That's when I saw that I was like, damn. I was in love with that. Like,
We're gonna
man.
organize the social, right? You guys are gonna take care of the
Nah,
Mecca.
yeah, we'll give it
And you're
to
gonna
this
cut
guy.
us in on the percent.
I'm talking chunk. I'm talking chunk.
Nah, 'cause you know I'm gonna chase it, bro. I'm like, hey, docs.
But that's my
Not
vision.
gonna,
Like
we're not gonna air it until it happens, mate. I want to hear the plan. We're not gonna air it until we see the
Get
plan.
Peanutty on board. Peanutty is the
Yeah.
mastermind behind it. Then something
But
can
that's
happen
how
from it.
that's how I saw it.
Peanutty.
It'll be
He's
good.
got
If
the
they
cooker.
can
He's got
push
the
it like
cooker.
that, you just gotta be not mild with it, bro.
But that's it, bro. Like, wait, is it mad to feed your kids? It's not.
Yeah.
There's no
So
such thing, bro.
It's that
There is such
outside the
thing.
box.
Docs,
wish
I
had-
was cleaning. You know, if I stepped into the cook window, fuck, I was cleaning, docs. And like I told everyone, they go, "What are you doing? What did you do before here?" I was like, "I was a cleaner." They'd laugh. I said,
Yeah.
"What are you laughing for?" I came straight into
That's
a
the
different
mindset,
grade. Like,
yeah.
you know, there's no shame in that, man. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of our PIs came here to clean. There's
Shout
no
out-
shame in that because that's the foundation that you guys, we all live on now.
Shout out to my mum. I used to wake up like I was going counseling to meet her, but I was like, three guys cleaning. I used to clean, help her clean it. Yeah. I used to.
And what did you steal?
Yeah.
Chocolate bars.
Nothing but chocolate. Because I'm a chocolate boy.
I knew it. You stole something.
I stole some chocolate. Nah, but shout out to her. Shout out to everyone. We were picking onions before that. Man, shout out to the struggle, bro. That's real life. People that don't
Yeah,
give
bro.
up.
Shit's
Shout out to
expensive
people
these
that don't
days.
give
eh?
up, bro.
Fuck.
We're trying to make it Robin Hood heroes without funded of people, the other people. But we're trying to make it. I love
Trying to
it.
make it.
38, 39 years in my mum's house in Ranui.
I thought that's who you're from.
Last night was like the last sort of like time we could sort of like do whatever we wanted to do in it. But like when I thought about it, I was like, fuck, man, my dad bought that house for 30 grand back in the day. This is 39 years ago. And like, he worked in the factory with Ray's mum, Swanson Road. My mum used to walk home every day. When I feel like I'm going
That's
through a
precious
hard
to
time,
us, bro.
whenever I feel like I'm going through a hard time, I remind myself, number one, I didn't pick up my family and moved halfway across the world. Number two, and then I went to New Zealand school teaching how to speak English. And then my parents came here, we're probably for 20 years here. If I still couldn't speak English, And I think about my struggles and I compare myself. But I probably should, because I feel like, bro, at one point my dad was working 2 or 3
It
jobs.
doesn't life for you.
And if I carry on my life worrying about what I don't have or what other people have that I don't have, well, fucking, what's the point of being,
Yeah.
When,
I love that lady.
as a parent, your
Shut
first
up,
job is to
bro.
make sure your kids got everything,
Yeah,
your wife's happy,
Yeah.
and then everything above that is sort of like making sure that you make your parents happy, And I always hold that value. Like, you know, I finally come to peace with, like, now that my parents are gone, they're resting. I know that everything I do is in good faith and with a good, clean heart. So that I don't wake up and be like, fuck, man. No one's questioning. Like, my parents would be questioning me. Like, you know, why are you doing things like that? You know? Is it sensible to be doing like that? You know? Because every time I'm put in that situation, like the guy he tried to guy how with the drink from our work fridge, I felt like that was my mum saying, what was he going through? And that was the chin check you talking about, you know? So what was that guy being through that made you feel like you had to tell him, hey, it's not all the drinks are for you, you know? Yeah. But it's like, getting angry over a drink.
Yeah, big time.
It's like, fuck, this is ugly, yeah.
I was like, we putting in his back, taking him to his family.
But what I've seen in that, like what I've seen in my
told you, I promise you it's a good time.
People punch people,
Yeah.
and then they ask sorry after, and the court case.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Like 2015.
That's where the patients come in. Like.
Yeah, and it's hard too.
Ask them, how are they?
Just because I know me and my little brothers, you know, me, Kev, and Shayna, like, I'm always like that. And then, you know, at the end of the day, like, I'm the older brother, but I don't put it, I'm in that way because you know how parents are, where I'm not, hey, this is the way it's going to be. We were never born out that hard out Tongan way. We were open to it, but I know if it's something that I really want to do, like, I'll put it down, but then I want my brothers to have their say, like, you know, or you know, a lot of times if they say, Miki, it's up to you, then I'll delegate it to Gav, my younger brother, my middle brother, and I'll say, Gav, you're better with dealing with this shit, like, you know, like sweet doggo, like, you know, it's no, the big bro can't do it, or even if outsiders look at it like, oh, that should be Mickey's job. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, we're the leads. Like, this is our family. There's our family, and this is my family. This is my brother, mum, and dad that we were looking after. I give it to my younger brother, even my youngest brother. You know, it's like this is how we operate. We're good like that.
It's good what he said in there, because that's the true way of doing it.
Yeah, but what way is right? Because, you know, the way you said it, like, yeah, you delegate, you share the load.
Yeah.
You know, one carries up. Nah, because, like,
you don't want to be the guy with one foil in your garage. This because who am I going to smack with? Is this part of it or not?
No, but like,
nothing in the foil. There's nothing in the foil.
If you're stuck, but you know, that's old school, eh?
Yeah.
That's old school.
It's old school, yeah.
The old school ways worked.
Yeah.
And how did they get them at the suicide rate still fucking high?
So high.
The old school ways stuck in the old school way.
Yeah, old school
That
ways.
mentality never break, man.
Yeah.
They never break. So we got a chance to fucking change it, make it better. There's some stuff that we can take from the past and use it to direct us a certain way. But it's not always right, docs. Yeah. A good example is me and my older brother. He's the ulumotu of the family. Fuck, what has he done? Fucking nothing. He shat on my parents' dignity, everything they spoon fed him. That's got him where? Nowhere. And his kids get to see it. The one thing he wished that their kids take is do everything that he didn't do. You know, I buried my parents finally, and like, you know, we never done the headstone yet. I believe in timing. Yeah. They never made it here for the putu. Why didn't I give them the window to come over here and do that unveiling? Yeah. They didn't see it that way. They see like, why haven't you done it? Because these other people who died like a year ago, the headstone's going up. I wear that, docs. Yeah, I'm not to put it on my sisters and shit. But if we did things the old school way, shit would never get done.
And that's just what everyone expects. Everyone expects us like, fuck, what's wrong with like delaying it another year? But we're not doing it. And then the ones that are gonna do it, like, we're gonna do it the way we want to do it. You know, like, what's the difference? There's no difference. It's just what everyone knows.
Best advice I ever got from someone who's a brother, he sits in the same sort of category with his brothers, was from Tonto. And Tonto said, Oos, if you are here, just remember you are the guys that are here. At the end of the day, it's what you guys decide. The guys that are here. Because, you know, those guys can throw whatever they want at you, but I mean, if it doesn't feel right,
they're not here doing it.
Yeah, man. That's the difference.
Jump it.
Man, I think, man, like, you know, you can bring up the old school way, but like, old school way,
it's hard.
Because we turn over a new leaf
it's
with the old school way, the way they did
like,
things. But the way they did things was never always right. Because then Look at all these other problems. Like back in the
always
day,
remix it,
mental
eh?
health was never around.
We always
Yeah.
remix it.
Hey, and then all of a sudden, like, fuck, we got more suicide rates.
But we just remix
And that's what it is,
Hang out
man.
with
It's money. It's money for love it and
Yeah.
pride and fucking ego. It's all of it, man. If your ego is too big for your pocket, bro, you're gonna find yourself in that dark place.
Yeah.
Hey, I would,
Setting yourself up.
like my parents used to say, like if you go somewhere, like you go for to a feed or something, you don't go empty-handed. Hey, go with something.
Go
Yeah.
with the Chinese or something. eh?
Some people got it in
But,
their
but
head.
that's an old school way. Could
Yeah.
have Chinese plate or something. Unless you turned up in there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
your girl comes looking at it like, what the hell are you?
Yeah, see,
But
see,
like,
that's
but
the
that's
old
true.
school mentality of
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
oh, you didn't have
They
time.
look at you like, this nigga turned up with Chinese.
Yeah, like you didn't put love into what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't know that everyone's gonna eat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we're as good as a fucking Chinese takeaway
Mickey
plate.
does it all the time.
See, but the thing is, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
Exactly,
fuck.
dog, see.
I just bring it.
Yeah.
Bring the bread.
But like that's the
shouldn't
old
be-
school
yeah, it should be like-
mentality and the way they think, man.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you made the effort. You're here. You don't
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
just done a
yeah.
double shift for
Yeah,
fucking. Bro, my average week is like 60+ hours. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
get off my back, man. I'm here.
It's just what people think, hey.
But see, that's the thing, docs. If you just fucking don't worry, don't give a fuck about what people think. Just do
Yeah.
you and your family.
Stay
Hey,
on your
your
lane.
wife and kids are eating well. Hey,
Yeah.
the rent's not fucking. The power's still on.
Yeah,
Hey, but
bro.
fuck it. Who gives a fuck about what everyone else thinks?
No, that's the main thing, eh? That's all I care about now.
Because I feel there's a lot of old boys, very KB, throw that card around. Throw their card around. But it's like, look in the mirror before you start pointing hands, man. There's a lot of guys are talking a whole lot of shit, not getting shit done, man. You know? And like, it shows in the way they are too. Like, you know, making deals or making promises and they're not following through or not, you know? It's almost like they're procrastinating, but they're just like, nah, gee.
Like we turned up today.
We were watching Ray's one at home, eh? I was telling him,
Oh, yeah.
watching, and he was like, yeah. It's like,
Okay, so
Lady
the-
misses them. Lady usually misses me. I don't know. I was like,
Also, can I vape or not?
Yeah, it's $20 a puff. Yo, say.
Happy birthday to you.
and then watch Ray's one. I was like, oh, yeah. This girl's like, fuck, I'm nervous. I was like, what are you nervous for? Fuck, you know.
Being real. I'm just nervous
I had a
that
few. I was like,
The
fuck, it's not like
internet's
Lady innocent. Nah, but I was like,
so
you gave me that. They gave me the
evil.
date, the address. You beat it. Eh? Double check. He goes, yep, we're still on.
I like
we
what
better
they
go. We
said.
better go. We better go.
camps, like, as long as you do, that's what I do with doing t-shirts wasn't part of my scheme. Like, it wasn't part of my scheme. Or like, not scheme, but it wasn't part of my vision. I just liked the saying. I wanted to wear it, like, for myself, because that's how everyone was wearing Nikes. I wanted to wear how I felt. So that wasn't, yeah. So, and then, fuck, I lost it.
We covered that one as well.
I
was
lost
like
the
first
shit.
20 minutes.
Shut.
See,
Sorry,
This is
sorry,
why I say. This is why I sometimes don't drink.
sorry. I'll pay it back.
That's why I told him, have a few. Have a few.
I don't feel no, how it doesn't. How it doesn't.
I
I'm
knew,
not
it was
bloody.
gonna, I knew it was going to be like this when he goes,
Shout
okay,
out to Pinati.
when are you going to pick me up and we'll go to the Vickers? I thought someone was going to Uber over. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, no, we'll both Uber over. I was like, no, I'll just have a couple and I'll drive us there. I'll drive us there.
Shout out to Danny. Danny Bernard's place is being hitched next week.
Oh, shout out
Fiji,
to
eh?
them.
Oh, shit. Oh, what?
Yeah, man. I just feel like, bro, isn't there some guys that there's long-term engagement parties, engagement, and then, hey, the Bucks night, hey.
Shout out to Danny.
Not just keeping it real, man. Just like, you know, celebrating your little wins, wins.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like, I remember
It hypes.
after we played Big Carson, and then I remember dropping off all those hoodies around, and he said that his place got flooded that time.
Oh, true.
But then it was like, oh, fuck, you know. I remember he had a yarn, I think that was at Wada, and he was talking about developing at the back, getting all his brothers to build on the back of the section. But then, man, look at what happened there, just during the floods and stuff. It was a bit of a right hand, left turn, wrong signal sort of thing there. What about you, girl? How's your family, docs? Family still out west there?
Yeah. Family's to the west. No pain, Texas. Nah. Wait. Do we have to say that or not? Shout out to everyone. Shout out to. I gotta do a shout out. Can I do a shout
You
out?
shouting out the
Shout
whole
out.
fucking last 2 hours, right?
I gotta shout it out.
To Ave, yo.
Shout out to Avi,
Yeah, what's up, Avi?
Big Brody. Boom. I do a little. Shout out to Ave, bro. Thank you for everything, West Side, West Side. And shout out to Cams for having us and that. Shout out to Lily for opening this opportunity in that. Shout out to Never Sio Lalo, man. I gotta end that because I was gonna rap. Avato. Thank you, bro.
Oh, that's the next thing then, song, eh? Like a,
Yeah.
like a.
Usually, all the
make a-
boys on
make a
that.
song.
Dun, 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 dun. And then what? This guy.
Yeah, 15-minute song.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to
Kevs, where'd you get your fridge from? Moose? Looks like my fridge at home. Does it still work?
I know.
Are you selling it?
No.
Are you after another one, Docs?
the guy
Oh,
was
yeah,
trying to make it look like a
after
nightclub.
one.
He's trying to make it look like a nightclub in this.
Nah, refreshments.
Should have Presco up again. He promised me one.
I think of those fridges, eh?
He promised me a 2-door one.
Sure.
Been for like
It's
5
It's been
years
full
now.
for a while, eh?
Sure, Cams. Thanks for having us.
No worries.
You come over to my house, we'll have a few one day.
Yeah.
Really come over.
I'm gonna drop.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I drop
When
a
we finish
freestyle?
up, hopefully the weeks, because you're 4 week, your
Master, yeah.
So if we go 4 weeks from now, and if it is before that, party in your house, Docs. Nice.
Can you edit all the things that I said?
Nah, fuck that. We
Blur
had all
three,
this
blur
preparation
nine.
time, Docs. Give me 4 weeks, mate.
Nah, that's all, bro. Thank you for having me.
That was the last question.
Who's good because we run out of drinks, eh? Any at the back?
Anyone at the back?
Might have to do a run now, eh? Do
Manuia.
a bottle run.
We can't. Just like the wind.
Nah, man, you gotta give a last words then. Give your last words so we can stitch it up.
Gugoi. Sisu. Thank you for everything that you've done in my life. Thank you for everything that you did in this life. Look after my brothers and that. Amen. West Side. In that shit. That's a thing I want.
How long was that, Docs?
There's numbers there.
5 hours. 5 hours.
And for me, it's like, for everyone out there watching, like, support the brothers, man. Like, what they're doing,
Oh.
like, putting this platform here for the West Boys and, like, being open and saying shit that we don't usually bring out. And, bro, just making it, like, normalizing it all. But my last word is this one thing I saw on Facebook years ago, and I was like, don't be sad. Because when you change it up, so change it around, it's dash. And that's not good. West.
Now, thanks, boys, for coming in. And you know what I learned from you guys? It's just your guys' own little journeys, eh? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and especially, you know, about mental health and depression and what happens when we get into it, what happens, how we get out of it. And even, like, our people, like, you know, that whole thing about having patience and the whole thing about anger. And sometimes anger can get us in trouble sometimes. And that one little mistake, eh? That we just don't think
There's a
about
strike.
at the time. But even that story, how he's talking about people in court, you know, and they say sorry and they cry and that, and I was like, man, it's just because one stupid mistake. Oh. You know, that's a lot of the times, man.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off. Also, and we've seen it, and we've dealt with that. That's like a common thing. Someone does something and then they're sorry. I'm trying to stop it before it happens. Like think, like chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Daddy, chill.
Exactly. And you know, we see it all the time, but it's good to bring it out again, you know. To acknowledge that.
Because I've seen it, like, you know, I've seen my brothers like chilling. I was like, he's a man of God. And I was like, can we edit that bit?
But like, no, but like, you know,
It's too late to apologize.
but people who sit in that, like, you know, you're telling stories, right? You know, that's what the Faikava clubs do. That's what catch us with the boys do, eh? Talking about stories.
That's how we expressing ourselves.
But we're part of like the social media like world now. It's like, you know, there's hardly any stories about islanders, and you know, I'm not hating, but like every time you see an Australian one, I can't stand the accent.
Yeah.
Same.
You know what I mean?
I can't say they raps too.
Get him, lad.
But
Get him, lad.
if we're telling stories like using the platform that Cams provides for us, is like the stories that should resonate with you and your kids, like is them growing up, should be our stories.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about it shouldn't be about a guy on the other side of the world. Unless he's got like no arms, no legs, and he managed to feed, he was doing this as a living and he managed to feed like 8 kids. Like, cause the island average family is like fucking 6 to 8 children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, our own story should inspire us to do big things, unless we're chasing a different future.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Shout out to us. Shout out
Never
to
Sio Lalo, bro. Always gonna,
shout
like I
out
told
to
you,
the
Ducks.
world.
When the hoodies come, bro, I'm always gonna flex, man. Yeah.
Baby. Shout out Cam for having us. Maori.
Fish giving us on board also.
We still got trying to find out this guy's where he dumps his rubbish.
Oh, you want to tell listeners where they can get a shirt from?
Just tune in. I'm gonna not drop off in there, but do another drop of NSL. I just had a funeral in there, but like besides that, next week and that, just stay tuned in my Instagram, livesiolalo.com. West.
It's gonna come up here on the link up here.
It'll come like that.
Now.
It'll come like that. It'll come like that. West
And it'll come
side.
with a free punnet of ghost lore.
Oh,
Ghost
lore.
lore. You shouldn't have your ghost lore.
Look at
Scotty.
Hey, I'm gonna ban
Free ghost lore,
Biffy.
right? It's a free ghost
No
lore.
more for you
Depends if
guys.
you're a shy girl or not.
Shut boys.
Ciao, boys.
So,
Shush.